voice. Oh god, I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, Valerie, what happened last time? What is the canonical thing that happened last time that we were playing this game?
Where we last left our heroes, we were asked to go into a forest to deal with some hags. So we went down there. And our long search for the hags
Indeed,
led us to a foggy Silent Hill looking part of the forest, where we have found a large bell tower.
Close.
And past the bell tower to a large open body of water where Azarine had a bad run-in with a very dangerous fish, and none of us know where it is or how to attack it. So we are deciding from that horrifying experience to go the other direction.
All right. That sounds like a pretty good summary to me. Now the scene is yours. Well, actually, no, it's still mine. I take it back. Mine! The four of you proceed through a door flanked by runes on both sides, carved into the aged, dry wood. You see moss that grows along the floorboards and some that look creaky and split and are difficult to maneuver. I would claim that this place provides difficult terrain to the four of you. Does the sound of marching order mean anything to you guys?
Garrison.
You know the drill.
Valerie in the bag.
Valerie, please roll a perception check for me. Gareth, please roll a survival check for me. And then the two in the middle can do whatever the goddamn well please.
To my skill at
survival, huh?
Oh, yes. Oh, look at that!
There's no joke this time.
I can't believe it. I was so looking forward to Everything is Great, part 39.
Valerie is tuning her guitar about to say everything is great, and she, stops for a moment. She's like, something doesn't feel right.
But what if it's not
or does it? Or does it feel so great?
Maybe everything does feel great. No, you do have this, well, first of all, I'm simply going to describe the room that you're now currently in. It is a large workshop with several old tools hanging from the left. Few of the pegs have dried and split and fallen down to the floor, where you see hammers, mauls, saws that have just fallen by the wayside, multiples of them very rusty. There is a room to the left that looks like it looks out over the water, or what little there was before. There is a larger room forward to the north. You do not know where it goes yet. And there's another room to the right that seems to be longer and more drawn out, like it was a lunch room at one point, a cafeteria, if you will. Some kind of lounge. In this room, there's little more than dust and the sounds of old boards beneath your feet. With a 9 survival check, everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Garrett doesn't care. If something's not fine, he'll just attack it. I don't know. He's not,
smart.
No, he's not too. He's not too aware of his. I guess he's still kind of narrow focused. Just let's kill these hags.
His mind is elsewhere.
And leave. Yes. Yeah.
The legendary DM's puzzle predicament. There are 3 doors, and you must pick one.
Garrett goes through the middle one.
You find yourself.
I was gonna say the middle one.
It's a to the left is a stairwell that goes up. To the right seems to be just an entrance into the same lounge room that there was before.
Can we open all of the doors?
Yeah, no. Any doors that are even vaguely half shut are ajar and already unlocked.
Where does the middle door lead? You said on the left and on the right, but what about the middle door?
I thought you said you went to the middle door.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said there was 3 doors,
I'm describing what's on the other side of the door. You walk through the doorway and you find yourselves in a.
Okay, sorry.
You're at the bottom of some stairs that go up to the left, to the west, if you will, and to your right, when you turn 90 degrees to your right, there is a doorway that leads into that same large room as before. This is a fuck you from the DM. Both the right door and the middle door essentially led to the same room. It's just that there's stairs here.
So then let's go to the left door.
Sure, Valerie breaks off from the rest of the party and goes into the left room. Azreen and Valerie continue to break off from the party and go into the left room.
Oh, alright, yeah, let's go to the left
room.
The rest of the party continues to follow behind as Valerie now leads the way.
Awkward red cap squad.
You find yourselves in. Well, I'm gonna make you roll insight, Valerie. You don't know what this room is. There's a large. There's windows. At one point, it looked like it was made of glass.
I don't even know my own name.
You don't even know where you are, Bogart Redcap. You look at your red hat now. There's a desk to the front. There's a large window space, but it looked like some of the windows are like cracked and broken, if they're even intact at all. A tree branch has grown into this room from outside. Some of the leaves are just like, this is just all dried, rotted wood from what you can tell. And there is some light shining through the roof because one of the panels is broken.
Valerie, with a bored stare and a slow blink, looks like a regular room to me.
Valerie does not recognize this as a sacrificial no. There's a desk. There's a desk with a large, what formerly might have been a leather chair. Now it's just a skin mound.
Maybe her house was like sacrificially decorated and she thinks this is normal.
This is all normal.
I would like to investigate the desk. Like, is there like insides, like drawers?
Sure,
or
yes.
whatever?
You walk around the behind the desk, Brewkill, and there are a few drawers and a few places that look like there might have been placed to store files, or you open up the front door that's like right up against like where the belly would be, and there's like a few old quills and some jars of ink that have seen much better days, and a few pieces of letter writing paper that have been eaten up by moths that come fluttering out as you open up the door. Behind the desk underneath, though, you see, I'm not going to make you roll investigation. This is all stuff that you would see simply by walking around behind, and what you say your character does is I will lend more credence to than just rolling a high number on a generic dice. There's a heavy cast iron looking chest. It looks to be like a safe of some kind. It's built into the desk.
Might be something of interest in there.
Brewkill, noble background. Yeah, this is the foreman's office. You would know that.
Why would I know that?
Because
Should we open it?
you know you have your own study. You've done
True,
paperwork
true.
before. Like you recognize a desk of an important person.
It's a metal safe, you say?
Yes, it looks to be made of iron or some such other metal. It has been heavily rusted over time.
I assume it is still firmly closed.
It seems to be. You give it you get a firm. You take that latch and you get a firm kind of like twist, and it does not budge. Unfortunately, there is a little twisty turny knobby indicating some kind of combination lock. Who knows if it even still works though.
Brewhild scratches at her beard. Do we have time for this, or?
I don't see any hags in here, and Gareth's turning around to go through one of the other doors.
Sure. You walk into the large room full of just benches, essentially benches, chairs. It looks to be on the far side are bunks, like bunk beds, where hammocks would have been hung from. I say bunk beds. It's really just like a bunch of poles, and they would have had stuff strung from them that people would have slept in, kind of like a hammock. In that room, I'll let you roll investigation in that room. But Brewkill's kind of still fiddling with this.
Yes.
How you fiddle and fuddle, but unfortunately nothing gives with any kind of basic touch. Do you want to try and roll intelligence to literally like pick this case, essentially pick this lock?
Well, no, that was my roll, bro.
Yeah, that was
my roll.
I know.
You told me to roll an investigation.
Yeah, and I'll resolve
yeah.
your roll after I finish with Brewkill in this room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say? Intelligence?
Yeah, I'm just if you want to attempt to crack open
Yeah.
the safe, I would argue that it is an intelligence check rather than a sleight of hand because it is a combination lock. Though if you have some other descriptor for me of how you attempt to open this box, I'm very willing to hear other possible ideas or interpretations.
No, intelligence makes sense. So
All right. You think you could? You're like, if I could just take some time, right? Like if I can just take like 25 minutes or something, I could get this open. It's definitely within your possibility. It's just going to take you some time.
Is
I'll
there
come
no-
back later then.
Okay.
Is there no like hinges or like?
Oh, there's hinges on the outside. It's rather robust. If you want to try and break it open, I'll let you attempt to do that as well.
Yes.
Azarine going for the brutish approach. Azarine, how do you try to break it open? It's a cast iron safe.
Oops,
Whoa, what the fuck is that?
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That was weird. I don't know
Desk
how you
issues.
did that. That was so cool.
Like, I want to see if I can take the I'm gonna see if I can take the hinge off, or is it like melded to the?
I mean,
Is it like a door hinge, or is it like a metal iron? Like you cannot break into this.
Oh, well,
unscrewing
Bolted or
screws?
welded.
they are certainly very robust hinges that I mean, it seems that whoever designed this safe was cognizant and aware that its weakest point needs to also be quite strong. So the hinges are quite robust as well. And also, the bigger issue actually is that they're rusted. And it looks like it's kind of rusted together. Like, it looks like even if you knew the combination, it looks like you need a strong hand just to pry this fucking door open, even if it is open and unlocked. But if you'd like to try and roll athletics or an attack action, it does have AC, it does have HP. I don't know if it's within your reasonable realm of expertise, but it's possible. Everything has an AC and HP.
Give me this.
Fully destructible environment. You take your chakram and slash into the hinge, and it does seem like you scrape away part of the side, just barely getting enough hit on it. But it looks like it would take you also quite. If Azrin were to continue this course of action for the next 20 to 25 minutes, then she would also be able to open the safe just by sheer virtue of breaking it open. But it's going to take you some time.
Could I help her and just have Valerie and Azrin go gang beatdown mode on this safe?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'll have you roll an attack action with whatever form of tool you're attempting to use to open it.
I have a better idea.
And how well you do might decide if it goes faster or not.
I have a better idea.
What is your better idea, Azrin?
Gareth!
Well,
Gareth's not even in the room anymore.
yeah, Gareth left.
I'm
He's outta
shouting.
here.
Gareth!
No.
No.
There's no hags there. He's here to kill hags.
We
True.
need your sword.
Gareth is not a murder hobo. He don't care.
Maybe.
Fine, I'm gonna keep chipping away.
So, I don't know how
You have
well
somebody who
Rapier...
can actually lockpick this?
I don't think there's any rogue
None
in this
of us
party,
are
no.
Oh no, I thought Bruno was doing it. I thought...
Oh, well, she
I
can...
would-
Yeah, but it's going to take her the same amount of time, essentially. Unless Valerie comes busting in here with the sickest attack known to man and, crits this thing.
I'm just gonna dash in there with a rapier.
Do
I
it.
don't know what that would do.
Or, Valerie comes
You're
up
gonna
with...
break everything.
Yeah.
You're using sharp edges to try to destroy an iron chest.
You guys are left with this choice between the two of you, and I think that there is an obvious choice. It's just a question of whether or not you guys want to do it. It would be faster for Azreen and Valerie to try and break open this chest than it would be for Brughild to try and hack it open. I'm in. But yeah, you might break whatever the contents are if they are breakable. So you can get this open. You got between Valerie and Azreen, you could get this open in 5 fucking minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Whatever's inside, hopefully, whatever's inside isn't like a ceramic egg or something. But that's it might just be full of papers and silver. In which case, who cares? But you don't know. If you want to let Brughild take 20 minutes, 25 minutes, then taking the longer approach would obviously protect whatever's inside. Is just you need to set aside 25 minutes for Brughild to do this.
I did roll a 10 on the safe before.
Wasn't great, Valerie. Wasn't great, Valerie. But that's okay.
I mean, maybe the Inquisitor's right, and we should focus on, the sorcerers that can
Azrain just
fiddle
looks
with our
at
brains and
Brughild.
stuff.
Brughild is talking, and Azarine and Valerie are both just
Hacking
standing
it.
there with their weapons drawn, and they slowly look at Brughild.
I mean, between not getting it open at all and getting open,
disagree with me?
I'm just trying to say that the desk isn't to run away, but maybe the hags will.
I highly doubt that an entire coven is going to just up and leave their... Would you call it a nest? I think that's the correct term, but I don't want to be offensive.
they're like crows.
I do whatever, but if you damage what's inside, don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm surprised you're not willing to, just continue with this. Are you okay? And she, feels her forehead. Are you okay?
What makes Azreen
leans
say
away,
that?
slightly offensively. Slightly... I'm just... Look. They did enthrall us before.
I mean you, but I mean, I can just smack you guys
Damn.
again.
But it's scary.
What
She
does
like
this have
looks
to
down
do
on
with
the floor.
destroying a safe? Valerie's reaching for her crossbow.
I just want to get out of here as fast as possible. It's disgusting and it's nasty and it's full of gross creatures and horrible fish and.
But there might be more money in here, and we
While they're
desperately
talking,
need the
can I
funds.
shoot the hinge with a crossbow?
Sure. You can attempt to do that, yes.
Valerie just deadpan, like, expression on her face, not even staring at the hinge.
The crossbow starts bouncing around the
Please tell me
fucking...
it hits one of them. Please tell me.
All the percentile dice. No, it does just like
Then they'll
bounce
learn.
off, recoiling. I don't
Fine,
think it's gonna hit anybody though.
Fine.
No,
I
not
don't
with a
think-
31.
Valerie crouches and it, like, goes right over her head.
Goes-
Okay, don't shoot metal with metal.
Don't hit them!
You're absolute barbarians. It's like you've never seen a chest before.
I'm
Well-
just
I
saying that
can't
we need
believe-
supplies for our journey ahead,
I-
and so any opportunity that we can take.
Do I need to roll again to?
No, I mean this is you've already done your
Yeah,
one
okay.
roll to determine can you do it. It's just do you want to spend 25 minutes to do it? Like that's
Apparently,
the risk
I have
versus
to, or they're
reward.
going to destroy everything.
Well, I mean, that is kind of the thing. Is it's like, well, if Brookfield's not going to open in 25 minutes, getting whatever's inside even broken is better than nothing. Like that's Azreen and Valerie's opinion.
Can I find that crossbow bolt somewhere in this room?
Not with a
No.
critical failure. No, that
No,
thing
fuck
snapped right in
you.
fucking half, dude.
Listen.
Not with a crit one.
Fine, I'll
Listen.
sit down and continue fiddling with the.
Okay,
with the lock.
while you fiddle around, I'm gonna jump over to Gareth real quick. You guys, everyone roll a perception check because I have like in general, but you guys are kind of like just looking around. Azreen kind of looks outside to see if
Oh,
there's
no.
anything coming up the way.
My rolls
Brookfield
are
is
wonderful today.
We're busy.
everything is great. You're really busy. Brookfield, you're kind of focused on like, all right, fine. These people want to see what's
Yeah.
inside this thing. All right, fine. Fuck you guys, and you're just like going to fiddle with the lock basically best
I'm
as
good.
you can.
I got eyes of steel.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Rinthi and Valerie goes and like looks around this room to make sure there's nothing like finicky going on. You kind of hear like maybe you hear like mice or something, but other than that, you don't hear any of those signs of life. Outside is just you see the creek like the way you came. Essentially, it's still foggy outside. You are about like 20 feet up off the ground. You guys are technically on the second floor. Medieval buildings, like their second floor kind of was like essentially their first floor, and the bottom floor is just like treated like the basement, like it's just full of crap. If this place even has a basement. But we're gonna go to Gareth, who rolled a investigation check earlier when he was in the other room. What was that? I believe a 12 investigation. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk into the other side of this mill, the opposite side of the office room, which is to say further north, technically, further north away from the creek.
Mhm.
And you find yourself in a large open room. It looks like hammocks have been hung here for like workers to rest, and you see like a lot of the hammocks are still hung up. You see some old packs laying on the floor. You see a chest that, and when you open it up and kind of look through it, it's full of clothes. There's a photograph with broken glass. This has fallen off one of the a barrel that someone has set up to be serving as a end table to their hammock. You look behind the floor, I don't want to say like a counter, but like in the area that was kind of like obviously where the cook would have lived and kind of done his thing. You find, well, let's see how many have survived the test of time, huh? Oops, dropped my D4 on the ground. Bigger guy, so I really like my D4s. Okay, yeah, you see, it's just 2 dried packs of meat, 2 rations. You crack open one of the barrels to find quite a bit of food that has gone bad and spoiled, but there's a few things. Salted meat
I have
department. What else is there? Let's see. Well, you find that there's in fact a door to the north out of this room, and there is a door leading to the
There was a
west
stair,
out of this
right?
room. Yeah, that's back before you. That's back behind you.
Oh.
Those stairs are. Oh god! All right, fine. I'll fucking draw it. You goddamn. I hate you.
Yeah.
Let's see
I
here.
mean, you said that you were going to do it beforehand. I mean,
I don't like drawing things. I feel like it removes the verisimilitude. La dee dee, la da do, la da da. La da da. The theater of the mind disappear in every single possible way. And then this is outside.
Yeah, but when you have five
Fuck you.
different theaters,
Well,
it
theaters
can be
going.
kind of good to.
Where's my characters? Here's Gareth. Here's Azrael.
That's me.
That's you. There's Brookehill behind the desk. There's Valerie. All right.
What crap room?
There we go. And I'll use a different color to mark doorways. Hot diggity damn.
Hot diggity damn.
There you are.
Okay, so the crossed off orange section is the stairs up.
Yep, stairs going upwards.
Okay, but there's nothing. Oh wait, there's another door. Well, I guess in Gareth's mind would be the best thing to do is to clear this floor first and then go up.
All
So you'll go to the north.
Okay. Why don't you drag your character through the doorway? Or
Yeah, sure, I
unless
got
you're not
you.
going to.
No, I'll do it.
All right, you do it. You're like, oh fuck you, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You're in a large. It seems like a storeroom. But it seems to be like for wood, like timber logs. It is quite large indeed. It is a quite a active factory from the looks of it. Well, at some point in life. On the right wall is just row after row after row of large timber fall wood, and on the left far wall is even like wood with like the bark still on it, like some branches sticking out to the side that hasn't been hewn yet.
Any tools?
Yeah, there's several wood cutting axes, mauls, sledgehammers, that are kind of just strewn about the ground in some places. There's what looks to be a lot of chopped wood off to the immediate left. Up above is in fact a open skylight that you don't know if was put in there by design or if like the roof had fallen through at some point or what have you. Yeah, but there's several tools around. There is a carpenter's tools. There is stonecutter's tools, which have like D&D rules meanings. But then there's also a hand axe and a maul and a sledgehammer, which I guess in theory could do damage to things, but not as effectively as a sword would or a proper purpose-built axe.
I'll keep the hand axe and then what carver tools you said?
Carpenter's tools.
Carpenter's tools. I mean that could be beneficial if they're on a caravan or something, so he'll take those as well.
Yeah, they're common for if building barrels is the primary purpose, but they can be used for a variety.
I thought they were for
Sorry about
repairs.
that.
My bad.
Oh no,
I'm
you
back.
can carpenter's tools just include like
Let me see.
it's just
I pulled
woodwork.
it up.
It's just working. Yeah, carpenter's tools.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just woodworking a variety of times.
Yeah. He'll take that and the hand axe that was there.
Sure. You can see how much I think the carpenter's tools weighs like 6 pounds.
Yep.
And then the hand axe, like the wood cutting axe is it's a little bit heavier than a battle axe would be.
Okay.
So it's like 1 extra pound, whatever a battle axe would be for equipment. I think that makes it like 5 pounds, 6 pounds, something like that.
Hand axe is 2 pounds.
Oh no, a battle axe, like a battle axe. It's the woodcutters. Yeah, this is it's a rather like I said,
battle axe. Why is there a battle axe in a mill?
No, it's statistically it weighs 1 more pound than whatever battle axe is. I just don't remember what that number is, so that's why I'm saying the word.
So
battle
is it
axe.
not a hand axe?
It is not. It is not a hand axe. No, it is a fire cutting axe.
Okay.
Yes, it is a woodcutter's axe, a separate tool than a hand axe would be or a battle axe. Both those are for killing people, and a wood axe is for killing wood, which makes it a little bit heavier because the head is more wedge shaped and designed for splitting rather than slicing. A far better tool for cutting down doors and walls than a sword would be, still certainly. This is a tool for destroying environments, not for destroying people.
You know what? Why not?
Okay. I believe that I think it weighs 6 pounds. Just throw that on your inventory.
Okay.
I don't think this will be an issue until later in the game, but I am trying to keep track of encumbrance for now.
Right. Axe. I'm looking. I'll just hold on. I'll just have to add it manually when it's not my turn. I'll do that later. Okay. But I mean, yeah. So I mean, but there's no it's just a derelict storage room. Nothing.
Well, except for the trail of blood leading from the center of the room to the far left door, there really isn't much else of note.
All right. Gareth, noticing the blood, He's just going to, unshoulder his greatsword and kind of go towards that blood.
Azreen, Brookild, and Rinthi, what are you guys doing in this? Where you guys are? Where are you guys? How are you doing? Azreen, you are the highest perception check in this whole thing. Valerie, I'm sorry. Valerie, you're dead to the world. You're holding two halves of the bolt you shot earlier, trying to fit them back together, sadly. Trying to wonder if maybe can it be repaired? Can it be fixed? Probably not. Azreen, you hear like creaks and groans of Gareth kind of like walking through the fogwood mill. You maybe start idly going through some of the other cabinets that are in this room, essentially. You see like old jars of something, glue maybe, you're not really quite sure. There's like a few quills. You see like papers, but they've been eaten by moths as well. You unfold one and in a common, it looks like you're reading like a deed, like to whatever this building might have been at one point or the other. But other than that, there's really not much of note for you in this room.
I'm gonna take the deed so that I can give it back to the Riverboat Corps.
Say his name.
Colonel Copperbell.
Yeah.
Indeed, indubitably. Okay, yeah, you take it, and you hear a creaking sound that feels a little bit that it does not. You kind of can guess Gareth's like rhythmic way of walking, and like how much he weighs against the floorboards. But then you hear like some kind of lighter like creak from farther north in this building.
Like there's no exit from like up here. It's just like you have to go out and then up, right?
Yes, you have to go out and then up. To the north of this building is actually windows that look out on beautiful greenery. Well, if it weren't maybe Silent Hill's very scary foggy woods outside, perhaps.
I am going to take a peek out the door.
Okay.
And I see nothing.
Nothing there. Just the room you came in, several tools splayed out across the ground. Some dust, stairs that lead up to the north.
I will return shortly. And I'm going to does it sound like it's coming from up?
Yes, it sounds like it's coming. Wait, no, what do you mean by up? Like do you mean up in the three-dimensional way or
in the three-dimensional way? Like up on the top, on the higher floor.
I'm afraid you don't know.
I am going to go and try and find Gareth.
Oh, well, I think that's pretty easily done. You walk through just a few doors, and within the span of 30 seconds, you are able to catch a glimpse of him walking through the way. He has a sword unsheathed.
Do I see anything around the room?
What was the perception check again?
My perception check was 21.
Yes, at the far end of the building, just tucked away behind some of the logs that you almost could barely miss upon entering this room. There seems to be a trail of dried crimson.
I'm going to is Gareth going up? Like
seems to be.
I make a small noise like a as like a I'm here, don't decapitate me.
Gareth and Azreen form a duo party for a moment. What do you two do?
He just kind of motions her to be quiet and then continues to go towards where that the blood on the door is.
Both of you roll stealth.
Yeah, I got you. Hold up. Disadvantage time, baby.
Unfortunately, 19, not bad.
Oh.
Gareth moving like a puma. Now, Azreen, you are kind of like a little bit maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say scared, but this is outside your wheelhouse. You're not a soldier. You're an explorer, an adventurer, but not someone who's like investigating crime scenes. So like Gareth takes the lead and goes quite stealthily over to the place yourself where you'd like to be, Gareth.
I'm like right next to this fucking door. Like he's about to open it.
Okay. Yeah, it is a door that is partially ajar. It is kind of just swinging in the wind. And Azreen approaches as well. She kind of steps on a few kind of creaky boards. There's nothing she can really do about that. But you know, it's stealth is always a contest. If there's something there, it has to roll perception. So it might lose, is what I'm trying to say. 7 might beat whatever perception of whatever might be on the other side of this door.
If there is anything on the other side of that door.
Gareth, what you doing?
He is going to slowly push open the door with his sword point, like not with his hand.
The door opens. There is a long hallway with a few sconces along the walls. No windows. No rooftop.
Sconces lit?
No. They're not lit. At the end of this long hallway is another singular locked door, and this hallway is filled with blood splattered along the walls, splattered along the ceiling, across the floor. The ground is like parts of it are torn up and have kind of strange divots in them. Gareth, please roll an investigation check if you want to learn more.
Yeah, I got you.
Azreen has her hands like over her mouth.
Or
Like,
maybe Gareth just turns. He just closes the door.
Like he kind of just turns and is like, you stay back, and he's gonna actually just go through it.
Okay. I once again, when it comes to like rolling investigation, rolling insight, and stuff like that, if you guys have a specific question as players to try and solve the mystery, quote unquote, I will always let that. I won't be like, well, you rolled 2 earlier, so I can't tell you. But if you have a specific question about something, and you're like, well, does this look like this, or is this where this is and what I think it is? And then I have no choice but to say yes or no. So if you want to pretend to be detectives, then by all means, go right ahead. I'll indulge you.
Well, I mean, I have no question because I rolled a 2.
Yeah. Just gently gripping.
He's telling you to stay back. He's telling you to stay back. Like, he doesn't want you. He's gonna go in. Like, you stay out in case anything happens to him.
Brookhild, roll an intelligence check while this is happening. Not a save, just a check. Just click the word intelligence on your sheet.
I'm fiddling around.
I thought that was like a telegraph, like you're fucking telegraphing in like your goddamn your score.
Ooh.
Nice. Back
We
to
got
back.
really good rolls going today.
Valerie's like, my perception's finally cured.
Yeah, and it's ruined everyone else.
And it's just, you
She
cursed
rust
everyone.
noises.
Yeah, Gareth,
Brookhill
continue.
got distracted by the baby raccoon.
The baby raccoon.
So is the door across the hall, is that closed as well?
It's very closed. You step in like blood. That's just kind of like it's very. I don't want to say sticky, but it's like dry
he
blood.
stepped in blood before, so it's not deterring him.
That's true. You walk along the wall. There's 4 sconces on each side. There is blood all along the walls, splattered across the ceiling. And I mean like The Shining. Like the elevator doors opened and came and washed through here, and now you're the guy who has to come and clean up the set with a mop.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. So yeah, I know if it is like that, then he is slightly unnerved, but like.
Along the wall is 4 big ravines or canals that have been dug into the sheetrock of the wall. Along the floor are also these long drawn claw marks, scratch marks. You step on something and kind of cracks underneath your boot, and you look down and take a peek at it. Yeah, I guess roll another roll a medicine check for me, actually.
Medicine, baby. Yeet.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. Well, hold on. That's a true 4. That's not just like you have no modifiers on it. And you don't necessarily need to roll high to be able to tell what's a fingernail.
Ew. How big of a fingernail does it have to be for it to crunch?
Like the whole thing? Like not just a fingernail clipping?
I guess.
Possibly, Brookhild, possibly.
Yeah, you rip a dude's nail off. Thing's not that small.
Anyways, yeah, no, Gareth is going to go and motion for Azreen to go get the others.
Okay, and she's running. She's gone.
Alright, as soon as she's gone, he's going to continue through the door.
Sure, Azreen, you bust into the office room.
Did you get it?
What?
The
There's
door
a-
like slams against the wall, and Valerie instantly drops her 2 bolts.
There's a hallway covered in blood, and Gareth stepped on something. Oh god.
Okay,
kind of
say no more.
stares at her.
Valerie stands up.
Yeah, Brookhill stares at her like a little bit confused, and she's like, "All right, lass, calm down. I'm sure everything's going to be fine."
It's literally covered in blood, and he stepped on something, and it crunched, and I don't want to know what it is.
She taps her on the shoulder, but like it's okay.
Can I roll for it? Great.
You may. You may roll for. You may roll it once. Yeah, you get to the end of the hall.
Oh my god.
This is like 4 critical failures in a row.
He goes to kick, and he actually slips on one of the piles of blood because he just has one leg up, and he just falls back onto like the blood.
You guys turn the corner and just see Gareth covered in dried blood.
He just like kind of motionless is on the floor.
Oh lord.
So can I check just how fresh this blood is?
Roll medicine.
Valerie crouches down and like pokes this blood, observes it.
Nope.
Wow.
This is the way we die, isn't it? No, you can't tell. It's certainly old, but you're not familiar enough with dried blood to say for certain. Valerie's not well known for like her bloody experiments with pieces of human and what have you.
And as Valerie's checking it out, Gareth slowly pushes himself up, just like quietly.
Quietly, Gareth writes himself.
May I?
This door is covered in horrible pit marks and scratch marks and claw marks, and there's blood all over it, and it is very tight in its hinge and very tight in its lock. And you're not even certain whether or not it's locked on. At the very least, don't worry, Gareth. I'm not about to be like, oh, you fucking idiot. It is locked on this side. There is a deadbolt on this side that is closed. But if Gareth,
fuck you!
But I assume that when Gareth goes to open the door, he would have unlocked the deadbolt.
Yes!
And when he tries to open it, it is still locked. So what I mean to say is it is locked seemingly from both sides somehow.
Okay, well.
I cast Eldritch Blast.
Oh my god.
No, he's just gonna be like, that was a mulligan, and he's just gonna try to kick it open again.
You can give it a shot, but I will warn you.
What?
That for trying things multiple times, there is perhaps punishment for failure the second go around.
Hey,
are you sure we're not on like
great, buddy, pal, great.
Yeah, my good old pal, old buddy, old friend.
I fucking hate D20. I hate Roll20. I hate it so much.
I know, it won't let you use any of your loaded dice. Your horribly imbalanced DMing dice.
This is take 2 of Salty getting 2 like crit fails in a row for doing the exact same thing.
Gareth, please roll a Constitution saving throw as you attempt again. You're just kind of like, ugh, come on, throw it, and you're just kind of like throwing your body up against it. You give it a kick, you try your shoulder, you try to like jostle it really heavily, you do everything you possibly can. Borderline almost exhausting yourself.
I rolled an 18. Fuck you.
I said borderline, buddy.
You said borderline.
I am gonna go in. And I'm going to try and.
It was as easy as that. You just had to say it. I go in. Oh, she did it.
I don't.
I'm gonna attack it with one of my chakrams.
Oh yeah, you can try to attack. Everything has HP in this game. Everything has AC. It's a fully destructible environment. With the 15, you slice through the wood as best as you can, and though you dig a large splinter out of it, this door is thick. It doesn't even like shake in its frame. Like this door might be like 4 inches thick.
Dear DM, what is it made of?
Do it again!
Some kind of wood, but it's probably like heavy oak or hardwood.
Yeah, but it's probably flammable.
Oh, possibly, but it might have been treated. This whole place is a wood treating place.
Don't.
It's as fireproof as the rest of this building, probably.
We're gonna lock ourselves in hellfire real quick.
I cannot wait for the TPK of my party burn themselves to death in the fucking fog in the first dungeon, opening a door.
So I'm so mad right now.
I could Eldritch Blast the door.
You give it a shot. I mean, it's you have to beat the door's AC, and you have to slowly whittle its health down.
I'm going to put a hand on Brookhild's shoulder, look her dead in the eye,
kiss her on the lips.
No. Please, as read straight.
What a hell of a bardic inspiration.
You can't miss.
Oh, sure. You give this to her and not to me? Okay.
You need to earn it. Oh,
we
wait.
expect you to display
I saved your dumb ass.
This is unheard of. You chopped a tree down earlier perfectly fine.
Take it this way, Gareth. Take it this way. If Gareth couldn't even open it, now the next person who goes really needs all the extra help that they need.
No. Gareth's not happy.
If you want to.
Okay, wait. So should I? Okay, I have to roll my d6.
First you're gonna roll to do whatever it is you wanted to do, and then you decide, oh, is that a high enough number? Do I want to add the bardic inspiration that my fellow party member has given me as a buff? It's a usable buff on your terms. You decide when to use it.
Okay. I like my brain says like do the fire, but like I know I'm just going to set the whole last mill on fire.
Yeah.
Do anything.
I mean, well, Brookhilt, I'll let you. I'm not gonna make you roll insight, but it's like, I mean, the places are even medieval times. Like they do treat the wood so that it isn't highly flammable, but I will. Yeah, like anything that could burn this door down probably could burn the rest of the fucking building down.
Blast it.
All right, yeah, that does force damage.
All right, everybody, duck down.
It's okay. I have my next rogue on.
Wait, it does force damage?
Yeah.
Well, you can add a
force damage.
You can add a d6.
I don't even think the d6 is going to help you though. Even if you rolled a 6 on top of the 4, it's still only a 10. And Azarine with a 15 wasn't it? I'd save the bardic inspiration for something else another day.
We're missing a door.
Gareth is.
Well, you're not missing the door. It's just the door is so robust. But like you smash that door with the Eldritch Blast, and like the room, like dust spits up off the sconces and rains down from the ceiling. But the door does not budge. There's just like a little bit of white now.
Was there a desk
in the office? Way back where?
Yeah.
But this is Gareth already undid the lock. It seems like this thing is locked from the other side. Maybe if someone had if we had a rogue with like a thieves kit, maybe they'd be able to try and like slide something through the crack in the door and try to lift whatever latch is on the other side, if that's what's keeping it shut. But I don't think that there's bar knocking it down.
Like a wood axe.
I want to dash forward.
I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, no, Gareth is not very happy with his situation, and he actually starts to seem to get very visibly frustrated. Normally, you probably wouldn't get frustrated at failing at this, but there's some other things going on with him, and he's just taking that wood axe he had, and he's just going at the door, and shining out, as you put it before.
Now with the proper tool in hand, roll athletics again, but with advantage.
Oh god!
And it still might not be possible, and it still might take you some time. With an 18, you dig this heavier axe into the side of it, and you do carve out a few more splinters, and it feels good to let out your aggression. It feels also like if you want this door down, if you want this safe open, you guys might want to consider like possibly like bedding down for a little bit, setting up a temporary camp or something, because it seems like this is going to take some time.
What's on the other side of the door? There's holes in the door, right?
No,
pretty solid door.
No, but I mean, it's not like completely busted.
Oh, now is there holes in the door from the axe?
Well, he's carved out like you put gashes in it, but you haven't gotten out. You haven't come through the other side. Like it's literally going to take Gareth like 30 minutes of just like bang, bang as hard as he can.
Gareth needs to let some stuff out. He's going to go at it.
Yeah, Gareth can do it.
And he's not saying anything to you. He's just grunting as he swings at the axe. So y'all can do whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't really need any help. So I'm gonna go back fiddling with that save.
Okay.
Time to set up shop, I guess.
You guys do have a sense of growing darkness as the time goes by. Maybe another 15 minutes goes by. Another 20 minutes goes by. Within that span of time, Brookhill, click. You hear the safe unlock. Gareth, you've still begun your process. I'm going to roll some stuff behind the scenes that will determine how long it takes you to open it. The 18 guarantees that you will succeed given enough time. Now I will determine how much time that will take. But yeah, what is Valerie and Azarine doing? Well, Gareth's probably, he might have even like taken off like his shoulder armor to like get out of the way, and he's just like boom,
right,
boom.
Yeah.
Also, I will point out, for the audience, if there is one, the party has been presented with a hallway full of blood and like a fingernail and a locked door at the end of a long bloody corridor, and they're like, we have to get in. We have to.
Well, Gareth, that's where the hags are. So the sooner you get in there, the sooner you can kill the hags.
Possibly. So. Yeah, but Azarine and Valerie, what are you two doing? Brookhild is fiddling in the office room.
I'm having Valerie setting up a camp in this room here.
Okay, why don't you roll survival to make a camp out of a place that was definitely not designed to be made out of a camp, but it certainly won't be difficult. It's just a little bit strange.
Can I help?
You may. Okay.
Or not?
You don't need to.
Azarine goes, can I? Oh.
Valerie's just like doing that like dad's ignoring you thing where he's like full goal focus doing everything by himself.
You can hold the nuts while Valerie does the rest of everything.
Okay.
But yeah, Valerie, it's up to you. Do you want to? Are we setting up a tent? How long are you guys planning on being here? You think? Are you just getting a short? You can set a safe campfire that is small and contained for the sake of keeping yourselves warm. It is very cold. We are leaving the summer months, and in this forest that is dim and dark and full of fog, it is very chill.
I think this place, would be the best place to set up a tent.
Possibly, yeah. If you guys want to do a long rest here, then you could recover some hit die.
Campfire.
Okay, you set up the camp in the corner. You set up some rocks. You get some of the wood and set that down as kind of like a bed for the fire. And you begin the process, I suppose, of is the intent to long rest? I guess is the question. And I guess
Valerie
the answer is probably
joyous parent whistling.
Okay, yeah, cook some food, have a good time. This room is quite cozy. I mean, it's got some windows to the north. You look around and see that there's nothing but empty fog and like the tail ends of tree branches at the top. And you successfully set up a camp. Not that it was really in the question, but you make a home of it. This place has got 4 walls. It'll protect you from the elements. Even more so with the tent. Anything else that you two would like to do together? Or will I move to Brookhill now?
No, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't think, unless there's like anything else I can see in this room that is of somewhat importance.
Well, there's a lot of things in this room, I will admit, as the DM. It might be boring for me to read off a list of like every minutia thing, but is there something that you're hoping for? There's tools, like there's more carpenter. There's more carpenter's tools than you guys can probably carry. There's a sledgehammer. I don't know if you're looking for things to use as weapons or equipment. There's wood. Something
as a weapon or perhaps treasure of some kind.
I'm afraid no treasure. In terms of weapons, there's simply sledgehammers, mauls, and fire axes, which function identically to their weapon counterpart. They just weigh a little bit heavier, or a lot more heavier. So if you picked up the maul, it could probably cave a skull in, but it's going to weigh like twice as the amount that a mace would, because it's not purpose-built for fighting. But you find the equivalent of a mace, a two-handed hammer, a fire-cutting axe, which functions similar to a battle axe, except it has advantage on trying to cut wood, and it's heavier. But other than that, there's really not. Oh, you know what? I guess you could say there's a few daggers. Like it looks like you walk off to the left, and it looks like there's a few daggers that have been left behind. Like one that was used for whittling, and you actually see like a whittled like goose. It's not very well done. It's just resting on the side of a piece of log that has been turned into a short table. And it looks like someone was whittling when they just left these things behind. And the other one is a real like a fighting dagger, like a dagger that someone would have for self-defense. And has stabbed into the wood beside us. I'll
definitely take the dagger to get mine back that I threw into a void.
I totally forgot about that. Yep, you get a dagger back. It is a double-edged dagger. It is a straight point, spear point, if you will. Red wrapped handle and mostly black oxidized blade. It's aged quite well. There's some rust on it, but nothing that a little buffing couldn't get out.
Works perfectly with Valerie's outfit, funny enough.
Oh, there you go. You add that to your repertoire.
Instantly puts it back into her sheath. Because she never lost a dagger sheath, she just lost her dagger.
Roll insight for me.
Insight?
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty nice knife to just leave behind. Brookhill, how you doing?
I don't know. How am I doing?
You hear a click as the hinge on the inside unlocks. If you'd like to open the safe, you're just now going to have to roll athletics.
Dwarven engineering wins again. Athletics. Where is it? Okay, here it is.
All right, what's that number?
11.
Not bad. Yeah, with using the best of your back muscles they've been slowly developing over the past week or so. You kind of like pull it open, and the hinge is like fight you. It's just so horribly rusted. And inside you see a large leather pouch. You immediately see that it is full of silver pieces, and then there's a few gold pieces to the left. That's kind of like a shining example of things to aspire to, as well as a couple of jewels and more papers. So you see 2 small red jewels, 2 small red rubies. You find 5 golden pieces, and someone might want to write this stuff down.
I'm writing.
Okay. And the pouch full of silver, I guess if you take the time, it's going to take you some time to count it, but it looks like we're going to be spending some time here. So you go through it, count up everything. It is 160 silver pieces. What that equates to, whatever that equates to in gold, I don't know, but it's 160 silver pieces.
60?
Which is kind of heavy. That's pretty heavy, actually. So watch out.
I'm going to drag that stuff like to the makeshift camp.
Sure, you pull it around the corner and you pass through the stairs, which kind of just gaze down at you ominously as you cross through. into the makeshift camp to the north, where you see Azarine and Valerie have set up a small campfire. They're cooking some food. And you just see this dwarf kind of like pulling this large. It's like carryable. It's not like a Santa sack.
Like, safe, but like the pouch of silver and the rubies and the gold.
Yeah, you slap it down with a loud clang against the ground. And it seems Brookehild has retrieved some treasures.
I keep the gold though.
Yeah, sure. Five gold pieces, all yours.
Should hope it was worth
You've
it.
got it open.
Yeah, you popped it open. You get dibs. That's how it works.
Okay, so how are we dividing this? Evenly? Even four-way split?
Suppose we could do that.
Brookehild says, disappointed.
She's not disappointed. It's like, sure, she likes money, but she also
how many
needs
silver?
to live.
160. That's the sound of IRL Purely Salty hammering his way through the wall with the axe. That's horrible.
So
I hate you. I'm muting you in 10
silver.
seconds. Yeah, in theory.
40 silver each.
40 silver each.
Yeah, 40 silver each. And then how many jewels?
There's 2.
2 red rubies.
Brookehild sits down and she starts fiddling with them, and she says, maybe a bet? Anybody have cards?
A bet?
There isn't much more to do while BitBoy over there is just having a therapy session.
I'll play. I don't have anything though.
What do we have? Does anybody have cards? Dice?
I think you actually have playing
Gareth
cards.
has chess.
Gareth has chess. I think Brookehild actually does have playing cards though.
Oh, I do have cards. Yeah, I have a deck. I have a deck of like 84 dwarven cards.
Oh yeah, we made a joke that dwarves have like twice the amount of cards that fucking regular human decks would.
They're straight up gambling right now, just waiting for Garrett to break through the store.
There's nothing better to do.
The 8-suit deck, as it's called.
And we're apparently like having a rest, so we can gamble.
Yeah, I guess we'll see if you guys have a rest depending on what Gareth finds inside of this door.
Alright. Brookehild takes out her ridiculously large deck of dwarven cards.
If you guys are going to play some games, I guess I'm going to ask you guys to roll intelligence, and Brookehild, you are proficient in playing cards. If anybody else is proficient in a game, then they are also allowed to add their proficiency.
Or wisdom, you want to reset it? That's what we're doing.
Oh yeah, sure.
Nope.
I'll let you pick whichever one you want to do then.
It's gambling. You can do wisdom for gambling. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure. God damn it, my dice. I need to get some kind of
So
solution
wisdom
to that.
check.
Yes, not a saving throw, just a check. So click the word wisdom on the side of the page. Not a save, not a save. Yeah, click the word on the left-hand side.
Oh.
Sorry, I know. I hate
Checks are really confusing to me still in Roll20.
Yeah, they're not. Many DMs don't ask for them often, but I think that they should be more used sometimes, depending on the situation. If you guys had like a way you wanted to cheat, then I would have you guys roll sleight of hand. But otherwise, I feel like none of those skills really strike me as the board gaming skill. So I'm just gonna ask for regular either wisdom or intelligence. But I don't think this is a very smart party. I think this is a very wise party, but not necessarily a very smart party.
Look, I have okay intelligence. I just have better wisdom.
Well, I guess. What did you guys bet? I don't know if you guys actually said what you were betting before.
We're betting on the whoever wins gets the rubies.
I guess Brookehild wins the pot if you guys are just betting both of the rubies together. Otherwise,
we can do 2 rounds.
Okay, best of 3. Whoever gets the 2 first, or
Okay.
okay, whoever.
I guess like I win this one, I get this ruby. Maybe the girls wanna fight for the other one.
Well, it's up to
Bet for
Brookehild.
the other one.
Yeah, okay. You hand off the set. There's a second ruby on the field to be won, Valerie and Azarine, if you wanted to compete for it.
Fuck.
Azarine is having trouble.
Valerie just mops the floor with Azarine
Apparently.
gambling wise.
As you know, Valerie, you feel
gives her a
really.
hearty slap on the back.
You feel really bad about it because you begin to understand that Azarine's never played this game before and likely has never even touched playing cards, and you, meanwhile, have played many a game in a saloon and a tavern across the various countries that you've been through, and you're kind of like, but you win.
Well, that was fun.
Not often you see an outsider be so good at dwarven cards. It's quite intricate, you know?
You learn quite a few things when you're with groups all your life.
It was, very confusing. I wasn't quite sure.
It takes some getting used to.
Crack.
You'll get the hang of it someday. She pats her on the shoulder.
So what does this symbol mean over here? And you...
What are the 8 suits of dwarven playing cards? I need to know now.
Sword, axe, mace, shield, ruby, sapphire, emerald, diamond.
Nice. That is good.
Wow, nope. All right.
While you're showing off the various suits and kind of explaining the game to Azarine, there is a light that, like the moon, that shines through the window behind you. And it slowly moves across the ground until you realize that that's not the moon moving past, it's just some shining white light. Slowly moving past the window.
I don't like that.
What do you 3 do? Gareth is predisposed. Let's come here.
I want to prepare a crossbow attack for anything that bursts through the door behind us, like away from Gareth or through any window.
Okay. That's cool by me. What does Azarine and Brookhild do?
I'm preparing my chakram.
Okay, you draw your weapons, and Brookhild, what are you doing? No one is like, I hide. Everyone is like, fuck it, fight! I like it. I love it. I love this party.
I want to creep up to the window, like see if I can look up.
Okay,
or a stone wall.
You crawl down low, get beneath the windowsill before the light can fully kind of cross away. Why don't you roll stealth and perception for me, both of them together? One then the other. Okay. You think you're quite well hidden.
2.
Okay, yeah, you peek. You try to just like peek up the window a little bit, and it feels like the moon. Like it's whatever it is. It's high up in the sky. At least it seems like it, high up in the trees at least. And you look outside, and it just seems like a shining white orb of light, like a foggy, like trying to see the moon through the fog. But you know it's not the moon because it's moving way too fast, and it feels much closer. And it just slowly passes over, and you just see the light as it traces along the ground. And the shadow of the crossbar on the window frame, as it slowly moves along the ground and just barely catches the toes of like Azarine and Valerie. Maybe they take a step back to get out of the beam of light, if they so choose. It's not moving quickly. It's not a question of dexterity or speed. It's a question of choice. And it slowly passes by, going from left to right until it disappears.
Hug the corner here.
I'm like away from it.
Well, yeah, make yourself away from it.
I am.
All right, nice. Yet the light passes by until it disappears around the right side of the building. You see the light licking the tops of the trees before fading away. Brookhild. The moment has passed.
That was strange.
Yeah, strange is how I'd put it.
There's a loud crack as the axe finds its way to its surfaces like a whale. It breaches the other side of the door.
Gareth reaches his arm through.
Well, no, he's just now that it's through, he's just gonna try to pull more ports out so then people can get through.
Okay, over the course of the next 5 minutes of just kind of like sticking, like smashing the axe, climbing out and pulling a few of the boards as best as you can see now this door is about 6 inches thick of solid oak wood planks.
Holy crap!
That you have just been chopping through for literally like an hour, maybe more, and you've just been digging. You've been digging this. You have not been chopping it. You have been digging through this wall essentially until you finally get out the other side.
Gareth feels slightly better.
There's enough space to see through. Do you choose to see through, or do you like no? I'm gonna keep going until I can fit my whole fucking body through. Your choice.
Yeah, he's gonna look.
Okay, you stop, pull the axe out, and take a peek. Roll a perception check for me.
Yeah, I got you.
Through the thin sliver, you see a dark room with no access to the light, and all that you can see by is just the campfire light that Valerie has kind of lit in the other room. You see like.
Well, I have dark vision, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, well I'll factor that in. You can see everything very quite well then, I suppose. It makes dark light dim and dim light bright, right?
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Well, the equivalent.
Okay, so it's dim lighting in there for you essentially, because otherwise.
Well,
it's
like
just
I could make people out in dark light.
I see. You don't see anyone inside. No, you don't see moving figures. Everything is inside still. You see something hanging from the ceiling. You see a desk on the far side that seems to have lots of jars and lots of things on top of it. You see kind of like wet liquid on the ground, like a puddle. There's a few other tools, metallic sheen, but you can't really make up much more than that. It's dark in there, which means it's dim to you, which means it's still like the detail's not really fully there.
Okay, yeah. So what it is, I just looked it up. So it's for 60 feet. Dark light is light.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's dim light after 60 feet.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of all you can see through the crack, though. There's definitely no one in there that you can tell, unless you're like around the corner and like out of your range of vision, like on the other side of this.
Yeah,
like,
so it just means like I could see everything was lit up.
Yeah, it's you see it uses this is what you see. You see the far wall, and there's some kind of like desk inside, and there's something hanging from the ceiling.
Kind of satisfies himself. He kind of puts the shoulder pads back on, and then just not as hard as he was going at it, but he goes to clear the rest of it so he can get through.
Okay. Another couple of minutes pass, and you rip this door down. If you'd like to go inside, you may. Yeah. The rest of your party see this all happen. It's up to you guys to decide how you react to the situation.
Yeah. He's not going to say anything.
It's hard not to notice that Gareth has cracked down the wall.
Judging that, I hear like cracking, splitting, and just dropping of wood. And someone
Gareth
walking
is
through.
doing interior renovating.
Yeah, I'm calling Tim Allen. Home improvement, baby.
I can't believe it.
I'll walk through, see what's pop-a-lopping.
Sure, you pop-a-lop right on in there, and you're in a large room with no windows and presumably thick walls, and there's a few desks and tables strewn about the room, a few tools that seem to be more of the alchemical nature, and a few pieces of, like, it seems to be like meat, like some kind of skinned animals are hanging from meat hooks from the roof above.
Wonderful.
Animal.
Wonderful.
Quote unquote.
There is some interesting feather-like totems that have been made out of small feathery creatures and furry creatures. There is a desk and table that is full of jars, and inside you see like part of a vertebrae.
Well, first things first. Mm-hmm. So the totem, that's going down. That's not going to exist anymore.
You break the totem with what? How do you do so?
The sword.
Okay, it is a small silver medallion hanging from the roof. You sweep it down and cut the string down.
If it was just that, he's just going to yank it down with his hand.
All right.
I thought.
Well, then I presume then step 2 is drop talisman on ground, and now step sword.
Crush it.
Okay, yeah. Which you do.
Anything happen?
No, not that you notice.
Right. Well, vindication.
It was a trap the other time.
No, last time, the time before that, it was like
it was a pitfall trap.
It was a talisman.
The time before that, it was a weird.
Yeah, but the talisman was a pitfall trap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was just a medallion. We were taking those down once we came into the forest.
Yeah. Anyways, that's so there's desks, right?
Brookhill, how's your detect magic work, by the way?
I don't. It's just like usually it's.
You want me to literally read the detect magic from the book?
I know what it says, but it pretty much just says like you can find magic items, like the presence of magic within 30 feet.
Okay, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet.
Like the not just the presence, but the exact location of it.
You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet, just beyond the barrier of the threshold that Gareth has knocked down.
It's not quite as useless as mine traps.
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere. It's a dungeon. Yeah, there's definitely magic in the room that Brookhill is seeing in front of her.
She kind of starts making her way very carefully through the disgusting bloody hallway.
Gareth, how much HP you got?
I got a lot. Why do you want to know?
I want to know your maximum HP. And Valerie, I also want to know your maximum HP.
24.
That's your maximum HP, huh?
My maximum HP is 28.
What?
Gareth, you have 1 more HP than I do.
At level 1, you don't really feel the big differences between the... Also, you guys all have a shit ton of constitution, so I'm not surprised. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to roll some numbers.
The silver medallion was a trap.
All right, here it goes. right.
That's some number.
Those are some numbers, all right.
Oh no.
That's a 12.
That's a 12. A 12 happens.
A 12 happened.
Yeah. Yeah, Brookill just senses the presence of magic in this room.
You want to tell us what happens to us, you son of a bitch?
Nothing happens to you.
I sense a 12.
I sense the
12.
Nothing happens.
I found 12 bricks.
Folks, weird stuff's going on, and
Where? Like, detect magic can give you a pinpoint location of an item, or whatever's causing it. Like as like a little like you see the aura of the item.
it's obviously the medallion, isn't it?
Crushed.
Yeah, Brookill is definitely aware that the medallion that has just been crushed is the source of the magic that has been
Is it still causing magic?
Brookill
Brookill would.
Not anymore.
I don't want to go in there.
Not anymore. I suppose it's dissipating. I'm not quite sure whether detect I don't know how magic in my setting is like it's like an aether. It's like a fluid. It's like a flow. So I suppose that it would be dissipating and beginning to disperse amongst the room like a fog or lit cigarette smoke spreading throughout a.
Well, Garrett
Did
doesn't
you
know this, and he doesn't
crush
care, so
that?
he's checking. Huh?
Did you crush that?
Yes.
There's a few more medallions. There's 2 more in this room.
Garrett's
Don't
pulling more of them down.
touch them.
Okay.
He grabs one.
Gareth grabs one. He yanks it. He destroys it.
Yep.
All right.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
Okay,
Gareth, what's your maximum HP?
24.
All right. Yeah, he rips down that medallion and crushes it in his hand, looks at Brookill and just goes, we got important things to do. And then he just falls face first onto the ground.
That bloody idiot!
His eyes just like slowly shut, and then he just
Valerie, get out!
lands face first on the ground.
Get out!
On Earth.
Valerie, hold on a moment. What's your max, buddy?
My max is 28.
Your max is 28, really?
Yeah.
Am I gonna go into your sheet and have to call you a liar? No, I'm not. Wow, I'm impressed. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's what it tallied up to when I got to lower board 3 with all the things I rolled.
That's true. You did roll them. You did roll them good. Yeah, no, that's fine. You just see. Well, Jack. No, I don't think these do. No, Valerie, you just see Gareth go down.
Valerie sees this happen and has no idea what to do.
Brooklyn was like in the doorway yelling at her to get out of the room, but she doesn't want to step in the room. Like, just come here, get out.
Within the next 30 seconds or so, the magic dissipates. Brookill eventually senses just you still sense magic in this room, but
I'm gonna crouch down immediately and check Gareth's pulse.
He is alive and well.
Asleep?
He seems to just be unconscious.
Oh, okay.
So we all agree not to touch anything that we don't understand, right?
I didn't touch anything. It was all him.
Just for future
Teach
reference.
him a lesson.
The 3 of you are in this large room with very obviously magical artifacts inside.
Brookhild, can I, step in the room now?
I don't trust it. What's that other medallion?
There's a 3rd final medallion hanging in the far corner of the room from the ceiling. The only one that Gareth did not get to.
I'm going to step in the room. I'm going to walk over to the medallion, and I'm just going to look at it. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to look at it.
It seems to be a medallion made of some kind of silvery, platinum, maybe lead. It's just kind of some generic gray metal that has been hammered seemingly by hand, and some etching along the face surface that makes it look like a bird in flight, like a crow or a raven. On the backside is what looks to be the moon, a waning moon. Very crudely
Brookill
designed.
Shudders and takes a step over the threshold of the room.
Okay.
Can we
With
attempt
a
to
very
just drag Gareth out of here?
Roll a constant. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing happens to you as you cross over. You're in a large room full of very strange artifacts. Blood is smeared on the walls. There are animals that have been skinned, hanging from meat hooks along the edge. There's a vertebrae in a jar on top of a desk. There are some drawers, by the way, on this desk. I don't know if you want to go ruffle.
No, she's too busy trying not to puke.
Okay.
I want to. Is the medallion hanging by like a string or like a
piece of twine?
I'm gonna touch the twine and I'm gonna pull it off the wall, and I'm just gonna look at it closer.
Okay. You detach the twine from the medallion and pull the medallion down.
There's no like runes on it or markings other than the bird and the moon.
There's a few runes that run around the outer edge. At the various clock points, if you will, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and the runes you don't recognize, but I will point out that they don't seem to match the ones that you saw carved into the walls and doors on the way into this building. And that's the last thing you notice before you fall unconscious.
All right.
I don't know.
You're kind of like bending down, like and as you kind of like squint closer and closer, your eyes just shut, and you kind of slump down.
Oh, for the love of God!
Okay, we need to drag these two out of this room now.
Well, I mean, technically the danger's all gone.
Garrett's like, I did it.
Garrett was like, yeah, that's a success. That's a
fuck you, magic. I win.
I'm still that bitch. Brookhilda and Valerie, the scene is yours.
I walk by Valerie and Gareth over to Azarine, and I kick Gareth in the ribs on the way.
Okay.
Call him an Orkevan dog.
Let's see here. One moment. Roll damage.
Well, roll to attack first of all. Roll if you can even.
You're unconscious. I can't miss you. I mean,
I'm wearing full-plated armor.
I know it doesn't do it can't do damage. It's just
well, you're prone. That means that it's advantage. So I guess roll an attack with advantage.
Oh, this should be good.
Just roll strength or dexterity, your choice. Yeah. Just click those.
Nope. Fuck you, bitch.
I'm afraid Gareth is unwounded. But I mean, you do hit him like in the fucking side of the armor.
Yeah, you fucking hurt.
My point wasn't to hurt him. I just wanted. It's just the intention. It's therapeutic.
I understand. Makes you feel. Makes you feel good.
She continues over to Azarine, and oh god, does Azarine still have the medallion in her hand?
Yeah, I mean it's still there. It doesn't seem to be doing it. It's not like shining or glowing or anything like that. It's not like scary looking. She's still holding it though. It's about as big as a
wait, is it is it glowing for her?
No, there's like because detect magic or whatever.
Because of the magic. Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
I don't trust it.
It seems to be a non-magical entity at this point.
I don't touch it. I just start dragging Azarine.
Sure, I guess it falls out of her hand naturally.
I'll try to drag Gareth.
Roll a well, I guess what's your encumbrance? Like what maximum that you're able to carry?
Gareth too fat.
Versus
how do I determine that? Because I know I'm not over encumbered, but
what is your strength score? Like just like the raw number that it should be like in the teens.
8.
Okay. Gareth, how much do you weigh?
With all my equipment or without all my equipment?
Even without, I don't think Valerie can move you.
Yeah, without, I weigh like 345.
You cannot move Gareth Duran.
Sod it. Valerie just walks away from Gareth.
Although, since the magic is gone, I suppose the room is safe-ish.
As safe as it could be, I suppose.
I don't think Azarine would be very happy if we dragged her through that bloody hallway again.
Well, you could pick her up.
And she's bigger than I am. You could pick her up.
Hold on.
She's 5 foot.
Sorry, it turns out you still actually could probably can probably move him. It's just that exceeding disadvantage to yourself. Like literally every check you make is at disadvantage. Your speed is reduced to like 10 feet per round, and so you're literally
no, you cannot.
I don't think in character. I would argue that like it's just too much work for Valerie to do it.
Character, I'm not gonna have Valerie do it anyway.
In a life or death, I just want to point this out because, like, possibly in the life or death situation, like if Gareth goes unconscious and you guys are trying to get out of a burning building, in theory you could move Gareth.
Oh my
it's
God,
just
that means
that's without equipment. So with equipment, he's way over 500 pounds.
Possibly
that
would
means,
have to remove a lot.
Brookhill actually has more strength than Valerie, so like Brookhill can drag Gareth around.
I mean, yeah, maybe. You're a stocky dwarf.
Can you add 500? Like, goddamn.
Well, you know what? Let's switch roles. Valerie will walk over to Azuri.
I'll leave me here. Let me sleep.
Oh, Brookhill. Because I'm a DM who wants to encourage shenanigans, just roll a athletics check for me, and we'll multiply that by 15. The burst of strength that you feel inside of you, the sheer rage at the impotence of this creature, the adrenaline, the anger. 10 times 15. No, it's not enough, unfortunately.
No.
Apparently, before you are encumbered, you can carry your strength score times 15, and that's how much you can comfortably carry on your person. You can carry more than that, but you start suffering various disadvantages. Though it doesn't specify when it reaches a point where you just cannot
we did figure it out
because
we were just like, just put it in your inventory, and then it's gonna say over encumbered if you're over encumbered.
I knew that.
Like,
I got the calculator.
Don't.
Like, in theory, is that at 5 times your strength in pounds, you become. I think it's like 5 times that, and you simply cannot move it. But I'll look it up later. Like I said, it doesn't really matter for this case. It's just like I am interested, like in the future, like if there's a burning building or you guys are trying to escape and you guys are trying to drag an unconscious Gareth out of the danger. Would you be able to do it? And I think the answer is yes. And I want the answer to be yes because I don't want Gareth to die.
I mean, if there's 2 of us, we can do it.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, enough of that diversion. There's a room full of bullshittery in here. Brookhilde and Valerie, do you guys roll investigation to see what there is to see?
Sure.
Valerie,
this is my house.
This is my house. You leaf through between the 2 of you, Brookhilde and Valerie, together. You leaf through like a few bookshelves and you see like books on arcane lore, a few things that Brookhilde would recognize as like banned books, like banned books on magic.
Can I take a few of them?
Yeah, I mean each of them are they're like tomes, so like they're pretty fucking heavy. But yeah, you can take a few. They weigh 15 pounds each. There's 3 that are useful, and then the rest are more like the Eye of Newt and like recipes essentially for like potions. But there are 3 useful, and I mean they might have arcane knowledge on spells, like on how to learn spells that you might not be able to get otherwise. But it might take you time to research them. You leaf through and you're like, maybe someday I can actually master these spells that are in here.
15 pounds, sorry?
They're 15 pounds each. Each book is in theory one possible spell that you might be able to learn someday. So do you take all 3, or do you just take 1 or 2?
I have enough. I can carry them.
Yeah, you take 45 pounds worth of tomes essentially. They're bound with a strange leather that has a strange surface across it. It's very
people skin.
It definitely feels skinny. Valerie, you see a couple of scrolls. Some of them are water damaged. Some of them are even half burned. You can recover maybe 1 or 2 that are of value. Maybe they will have some kind of meaning to you at some point in the future. They are scrolls of spell slinging. They have some kind of spell emblazoned upon them. But what spell? I don't think you know. And who knows it?
I'll snag one.
Sure. There's also a potion or 2. Brookhilde goes over to the desk and kind of leafs through the what's the word I'm looking for? Drawers. And,
we really just gave up on like getting the unconscious people out of the charnel room.
Doesn't seem to be any the charnel room. Doesn't seem to be any danger immediately. So there is a washboard in the corner that looks like the kind you'd wash your clothes with back in the olden times, or if you're just from Alabama now. But it's like made of cheese grater, like sharp metal instead of metal slats for pressing clothes. In the drawer, you find a potion. It is the only one that you can kind of tell that exudes some kind of magical property. The rest seem like they are alchemical supplies, like acids or bases, or maybe purified water. I wouldn't recommend giving it a shot, but one of them like exudes a magical presence. Want to roll Arcana for me?
Yes, I do.
Either in this game, we're going to use either Arcana to possibly identify a potion, or you can just give it a shot. You don't know what it is. It's glowing green. It's like neon green. And if you want to maybe like dab a little bit on your tongue, you might be able to find out what it does. And you'd be able to...
I'm not going to drink that.
Okay, you have 1 mystery potion. It weighs 3 pounds.
We already had 2 people drop from doing things I don't understand.
I think we've learned our lesson today.
Oh, and in the top drawer, there's one more thing. Nothing else is inside of it besides this singular redwood box. What do you do with this box?
Is it locked?
Well, doesn't seem to be. Do you take the box out of the drawer?
I guess I opened it.
You place the box on the desk, you pop it open, and inside is a... let me get here. A very cloudy-looking, presumably glass eyeball. Very red and bloodshot. Attached to like a pendant on a long string of twine.
That's distasteful.
Okay, so I'm going to close the box and carry the box on
It
me.
is definitely magical. And, yeah, you close the box.
I ain't touching the pendant.
No, we're not touching things anymore. We're putting our hands on our pockets and we're leaving.
Okay.
We have to drag our dead friends out with us first.
We should probably wait for them to. I don't know.
When will they wake up?
Brookill gives Garrett's face a few slaps.
Garrett,
Actually,
you are
you know
being
what? A few
slapped
kicks.
awake.
A few
You're being
gentle kicks.
kicked awake by Brookill.
Valerie's just poking Nazarene on the cheek repeatedly until something happens.
After
We are
30
terrible
seconds
people,
of
chaotic as
repeated
hell.
poking, Azarine, you are awakened by Valerie poking your cheek. You feel great. Great nap.
Huh.
Well rested.
She sits up, she stretches.
Rise and shine.
Morning.
Well, actually, it's still nighttime, but you touched a magical item and passed out alongside Gareth.
Where is it?
It's resting in your palm still. You just kind of fell asleep with it. You were cuddling it.
I throw it across the room and back away from it.
It pings off the wall and there's a dent formed in the side of it. It just hits the ground unceremoniously. Like dropping a quarter, it just kind of like rings as it kind of settles.
I'm not touching it ever again.
I sure hope you've both learned your lesson.
I didn't even touch it. I touched the string it was on.
This is a strange time to mention I have a magical red box on me.
Put
We
it
found a
back?
weird eyeball pendant thing, but we didn't touch it.
You should put it back.
But I
It could
want
do
it.
something like knock us out again, or worse.
Well, it's in the box. I never laid a finger on it.
Okay.
What are you a bard of again, Valerie? Lore? Do you have like a skill that's like I know, like I have knowledge of lore, or is that just in the name?
No, I just yell at people and make them do stupid things.
All right, well, fine. Roll history, and we'll leave your fucking fate to fate to decide. I kind of assumed all this time that like College of Lore bard implied that like they had some kind of ability.
No, College of Lore means you're really good with words.
Oh, okay. I guess that holds no meaning here. Okay, yeah, you have no idea what that thing is, that weird eyeball pendant.
You know,
You
I
must
really
have
don't know what
slept
the
during
red
that
box
class.
is, but it's magical and it's pretty.
Can I roll Arcana on the weird eyeball thing?
Sure, I'll let you roll Arcana on the weird eyeball thing. Maybe now emboldened by the rest of your friends being awake again and feeling like, okay, well, we're safe again. Just having everybody up. A 13. It is certainly magical. It feels weird. Like when you open the box, you have this kind of strange prickly sensation, like it feels like you're being watched. Which, I mean, it is an eyeball, and then you close it again, you feel a little bit better. Maybe if you spent some time flipping through your book.
Do
I
we
guess
have that kind
I'm
of
just
time?
carrying this weird eyeball box on me now until we figure it out.
I think you guys were considering long resting here. That's up to you guys.
True.
How much does this eyeball box weigh?
The box weighs about 10 pounds. The pendant inside presumably weighs much less.
So I'll just mark that down as 10 pounds.
I don't want to rest here. Oh, there's the whole weird moon thing. Can we talk about that?
Weird. All right. I still have no idea what that is.
Right, I honestly completely forgot about it.
Tonight was certainly eventful, and while I would much appreciate some rest, I don't want to spend any longer here than strictly necessary.
I don't know where else to go that's safe.
We're
we could
not
explore-
protected by the elements anywhere else.
We could explore upstairs and see what there is.
I suppose.
Did Garrett die? Okay.
Gareth was out of
Wait, what
character
happened?
waking up. You're awake
just-
again.
Oh, I'm awake again? Damn. Well,
Brookhild slapped you and kicked you awake.
hey, that's not nice.
Tiny hands are just like slapping back across your nose and cheeks until you are awakened.
Oh,
I
mosquito.
cannot believe you. A trained inquisitor going around touching magical artifacts willy-nilly? How did you even...
Better it to have been us than the civilians. And he just kind of sits up and just kind of just gets up. Did you find anything?
We
I found a magical red box.
Book?
No, box.
Oh,
Box.
box. Sorry. No,
Box,
I said
but-
that.
Box, but that Kirith accent.
Yeah, yeah.
box.
Box. Were you able to open it?
It has a strange eyeball pendant inside.
I'm keeping it until I figure out what the hell this thing is.
I nabbed a few arcane tombs that might enlighten us on that strange box.
Uh-oh. Oh.
And you are not taking those from me. She
Hmm.
says, and she defensively like holds her bag like away from Garrett.
Her skin books.
Her skin books. Yeah, her fucking occult, fucking heathenistic, fucking tomes, fucking.
By the way, there is a pentagram on the floor in blood, just in case that wasn't clear.
Oh yeah, no. This would be great.
Any occult thing that you can picture in your head, any movie you have ever seen, it's in this room.
Mhm. And
Amazing.
This would be great to make sure that we can clear our.
Valerie could literally be carrying Satan on her, but she doesn't care.
It's a cool
Garrett
idea.
does. He really wants to, but
So, wait, what is this?
What is
up
what?
here?
There's a desk, I think.
This.
That is a
Desk?
hanging body of a large animal on a meat hook.
Oh boy. And this is a desk.
That is a desk, yeah. That's a desk.
Azarine is going to leave.
Okay, you leave.
I'm done. I'm out. Goodbye.
Breaks through the wall.
as soon he just looks at the two of you guys and is like, as soon as we're done with this place, I expect we will dispose of those items. I hope you
Once I
understand.
figure out what it is, maybe.
If I don't dispose of you first. She walks away. Chin up.
Indignant.
Full jerk mood.
The four of you return to the room. There's a small campfire set and a tent. You are pleased. You guys are free to do as you please. If you
Am I
guys
back
stay or
at,
go.
so I'm back at full HP, yeah?
You never lost any HP.
Okay, cool.
Never even took any damage. All that
Wow.
mattered was me asking what your max HP was.
You just had a good nap. You had
I
Is
had
that
a
a
great
great
nap. And you know what? I kind of felt pretty good, so Gareth kind of looked
Gareth
at
had
the
the
stuff.
time of his life. He had like a therapy lesson, and then he had a good nap, and now he's
Yeah.
just
You don't even know if it was the magic. He just spent the past hour knocking down a door, and then he stepped through and then passed out. Like, that might just be
You don't know
normal.
if it was magic, yeah. He kind of looked at the camera, he's like, I guess y'all were productive while I was taking care of the entranceway.
Yep, that was all me. Well, Azarine helped carry nuts.
By the time I started to help, she was already finished. She looks kind of sad.
Should we tell him about
you helped?
I am going to go investigate the upper floors.
Should we tell him about the moon?
Probably.
He's starting to walk away, so if you want to say something.
Well,
There's a weird shiny moon.
A weird shiny moon. So you're just saying it's full moon?
No, it's like a weird light that looks like moonlight, but I think it's more of like a it feels like a torchlight that's been aimed, but it's white to look like moonlight.
So, do you have like inquisitors that use magic? You know when your inquisitor pal that does magic does the little, illumination torchlight thing? It kind of looks like that, but a little bigger.
I'm gonna cast Dazzle You and try to mimic what I saw on the floor, just like in a smaller scale.
Yeah, you do.
Like Valor saying that kind of made sense to Gareth, so he just kind of nodded. He's like, "All right, I will keep that in mind. Be careful not to step within that light. If it appears again, I am going to investigate the upper floors."
I think we figured it out without you.
Excellent. He just turns and leaves.
All right. Gareth, roll an investigation check as you pop upstairs.
Apparently nobody stops him from going to get himself knocked out again.
I'm following him.
No shit.
I'm not leaving you two alone.
I guess sheep follow sheep, so you're just not gonna stick by a tent by yourself.
Valerie's alone in the room, just twiddling her thumbs, plucking her guitar, and it's like, all right, well, I'll wait here. All right, coming with you guys. Yeah, you all four go up the stairs.
Well,
you pile
this
up.
wasn't what I was expecting. All right. Oh well.
Upstairs are several rooms that are set up like bedrooms. Some are duo, some are singles, some are. But they all have beds inside that seem to be undone, not kept very well. They haven't been neatly pressed before they went. A few have clothes inside, some bags, some suitcases left, kind of just strewn out on the ground. One has a short sword that is resting on the wall like a trophy. It is a physical short sword. It is not very ornately designed, just a rather robust chopping device, but otherwise simple in its simplicity.
Is anyone
just a regular short sword, well-kept martial weapon?
It is a very normal, basic, simple short sword.
If no one else is going to take it, Gareth will take it and add it to his collection.
I don't think as a bard I
This
have any
isn't
need.
Pokemon.
I'm good.
All right, cool. Gareth now has 3 short swords.
Get what the fuck, Dan?
What?
Why do you have so many short swords? How are you using them?
How come your mom lets you have 3? He has one in his teeth. He has one for his fucking.
Oh my god.
It's like
He
Zorro.
holds one in his titties.
In his titties.
Yeah.
One for ass cheeks. One for titties. One for mouth.
A single one for each hand.
None in the hands. None at all in the hands. You continue down the long hall until you reach the end, which appears to have a bedroom that is rather robust in its design.
Is there no other branches?
No other branches. It's just all bedrooms on left, right, down the hall until you get to the end where there's the master bedroom, quote unquote. There looks to be what would be a bathroom up here as well, but it's not. It's
nothing
a barrel.
That's worth investigating other than this room at the end of the hall. Right.
You are more than free to examine some of these small rooms.
No, Gareth is still looking for hags.
There's no hags to be had if that's what you're asking me. Yeah. But this is not a hag room. This looks like the workers, where the workers would sleep for the mill, is what it looks like. So you'd find whatever you'd find for workers.
Gareth is going to go into the master bedroom to see if there's any more clues or anything that can lead them to.
Brooklyn is going to try and hurry and shove him away and get there first because she's like, you are not touching any more fucky weird shit.
Once again, shove me, alright? Straight check.
No, but she's small and goes right between your legs. She can roll dexterity. I don't think it matters. I mean, unless Gareth is like, I'm going to race you, I think Brookhild gets there first just by virtue of wanting to be there first.
Alright, fine.
And pressing past. Yeah, Brookhild, you enter into a large room. There are some curtains on the far side, so this room is very dim. It looks to be like a nice room that maybe the owner of this establishment would have stayed in while the workers were like kind of shooed away to the smaller rooms. Similar to the captain's quarters on deck.
I would like to close the curtains just in case the fucky moon comes back up. I have dark vision. It's fine.
It's only dim in here, which is functionally identical. Anybody would be able to see in here. It's just quite dim for like humans essentially. Which I don't think there's a single fucking human in this party now that I think about it, huh?
Nope.
Yeah, but I think
All
some
alien.
of the characters don't have dark vision in our group.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter here because it's still pretty seeable. It's still daylight out, at least twilight.
What's in here?
Roll investigation. There's a large room, a mirror that is cracked that you cannot see.
Actually, I think Brookild's priority would probably be like trying to sniff out any magic.
You don't smell any magic in here.
Okay, this is investigation then.
Well, okay. So,
detect magic will show you
magic.
Magical.
Yeah, well, like when you try to detect magic, there is some magic coming from the armoire that you approach, and I think an armoire is what I'm thinking of. It's a short piece of furniture with there's a mirror that's attached to the top, but it's been smashed. The mirror is not usable, and the armoire, when you open up the top drawer trying to find the source of magic, you do see a small pendant, but it looks to be like a holy symbol. It looks to be someone's like prayer stone, or like the equivalent of a cross would be. So is it magical? Yes. Is it useful? Probably not to you. But there's some small magic.
Gareth is behind Brookhild now in the room, and he sees the prayer stone. Does he recognize it?
Yeah, it's the sign of the Mother Goddess. It's a small tree that it has its intertwined roots, and it's small. It's silver. It's quite modest, really. You notice with your 16 investigation as well that up on the far wall, like at the top of the bed, there is actually a space missing on the wall where it's the wallpaper is lighter, actually, like something had been sitting on the wall previously, and now it's missing whatever the object formerly was. But there's like there's socks and underwear in this drawer. Besides,
is Brookhild keeping the prayer stone?
No, I'm not. She doesn't care.
Gareth will pocket it then.
Okay. It's a small prayer medallion thing.
Gives him a weird look, like a cocked eyebrow. Like, all right, superstitious bastard. Like,
there's a closet with a few moth-eaten clothes in it. Very fine clothes. It looks like a young. Well, I say young. It's just a small man wore them at some point. Or at least they're masculine-themed clothes. And that's kind of there's like combs, mirrors, there's
I guess nothing useful.
There's like 2 pieces of silver. There's like 2 silver pieces like to kind of laying out on the desk, but there's nothing really that you can tell. Brookhild, with a 16 investigation, there's just that one thing that bothers you, which is like there was something hanging on the wall that is now missing, and you don't know where it went. And there's also a few scuff marks around the bed.
There's nothing useful here either.
I would like to look under the bed.
You pull up the curtain, the little like sheets that kind of dangle down along the bed, and you see a dried out corpse.
What is the issue?
Dead people.
Corpse.
What?
Gareth kind of looks under.
A horse.
You see,
he said a horse. It's fine.
A horse, yeah. You see a dried horse. Now it's you see a dead humanoid creature. Dried out skin, sucked to their skull, eyeballs long since decrepitly, oozed out.
Gareth is going to move the bed so then he can expose the body.
Okay,
yeah. Touch the body, but he wants.
You lift the bed out of the way, one little leg at a time, until you just see this body resting in a fetal position on the ground, their mouth agape like their face is frozen in fear. And in their hand, their right hand clutched in front of them, is a symbol of the Mother Goddess that they were kind of like holding out in front of them, trying to just holding out in front of them.
Now that's something I didn't need to see.
Oh boy.
It's most likely the work of one of the hags.
Perhaps.
Suppose your Mother Goddess isn't quite doing the job. Not for this one, anyway. Forgive me, the smell is... Ugh.
Oh, there's. I don't think there's a smell anymore.
I don't know, corpses are smelly.
Well, I mean, it's just been a very long time.
Not mummified corpses.
Just dried organs?
I don't know. I don't feel like
Dusty.
that would smell good.
You get that faint
That's
smell.
true. It doesn't smell very good, probably regardless in this room. Yeah, that's what's there. They're wearing clothes, but they've been eaten by moths over time and kind of like rags at this point.
So yeah, Gareth is kind of like kneeling over the man. Like he does a slight investigate to see if there's like anything particularly like that leads towards like maybe where they went or what they were, other than just wanting his like soul or his essence. But then once he was done with that, he just kind of like mutters like a barely vocal prayer, and then kind of just, if the guy's eyes are open, he closes them and then kind of stands back up.
Sure, you close what little you can of the raisin-like, dried-up, shriveled face, and it works for the most part. And you leave it be.
Yep, and he's just gonna leave. He's like, there's nothing useful up here, and he's just gonna head out.
Wait. There are no other corpses here. Why that one?
Maybe it was hiding?
I'm gonna go back and investigate the corpse.
Okay.
Even
what questions are you trying to answer that will color what request I make in terms of what role? Otherwise, I guess just basic investigation. If you can't think of anything, if you're just like, I don't know, something,
or
then...
like Arcana, I guess. I don't know, because it's like he was fighting, like presumably a hag, and he's the only one they didn't kidnap or eat or enthrall or whatever the fuck. I can roll investigation. That's fine. I actually have a better investigation, so.
Sure. Yeah, I'll just have you roll investigation. I'm not sure that Brookild is any less confused than you are, and I'm not convinced that there's really much more. Like, there's no like letter in his pocket or anything that says you've kind of discovered everything that there is to discover in this room.
Can I just what was its cause of death?
Yeah, okay. Well,
does it have any wounds on it, or does it look like?
Tell you what. Azreen brings that up to Brookild while she's kind of looking over the body, and we're going to just continue to use 23 Brookild investigation. Okay. There is no bodily trauma that you can tell. There's no like stab wounds or slice. The skin is fine.
That is so strange.
Unless you want to cut him open and see like
no.
Are all his bones there.
Does it look like he starved to death? Does he look very like?
Not that you can tell.
I mean, it would be emaciated at this point.
It's a dried up mummy, but Brookild got a very good investigation. Gareth, you're outside.
Gareth leaves through a window.
Yeah. No, I mean he walks outside because he opens up a door and finds that it's just the front porch of the mill that leads deeper into the forest. It's dark.
That's the front porch. Oh, that's my bad.
Yeah.
I thought that was a different door. Well, we literally explored all this. Like, there's no other floors.
No, this building is large in theory, but in terms of designs of map, it's it's like an 80-foot long building. Not
right, but no, Gareth is kind of.
He was hoping for hags.
Yeah,
I'm afraid there are no hags here. Whatever happened to this figure to kill them, it was not starvation, nor was it some kind of trauma caused by a weapon.
All right, I suppose that's it.
And it's like if I nudge the body slightly, like there's no marking on the floor, just saying that like maybe the moonlight like singed it and like it burned to death.
Well, when you bed, remember?
Yeah.
When you move the body, you actually can tell that the floor is lighter where it was lying formerly. And as well as you can tell that underneath the bed is a little bit lighter than the surrounding environment as well.
All right, so I think that moonlight is very dangerous, and I don't think that we should touch it.
It's a good thing we backed up.
I'm inclined to agree with you. Well, I'd rather not have to look at this anymore, so...
I'm gonna lower the sheet back down.
Okay. You guys head back downstairs. There's the small campfire in the northern building, the northern room. There is the porch outside that Gareth has discovered. This is a rather small building in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
You hear the sounds of water outside, but other than that.
Yeah, Gareth is just sitting outside. Just keep looking out. I don't know, because they said the thing was there, so if there was light outside, then maybe the cast was still there. He doesn't really know. Both of their main leads turned out to be nothing for what they need to do. He's just kind of disgruntled by what the fuck.
Just drawing where the water is outside. Don't worry about it.
It's obviously a river. Where's your sense of creativity?
Yeah, I'm a great artist.
So are we taking the rest or?
Are we taking a long rest or a short one?
Outside, Gareth has seen that this is outside is like a road, like a trail that goes through the woods, deeper into the woods.
And a trail that we have not taken before?
No, you've never seen this before in your entire life. You came down the river. That's why I drew it.
Oh, right.
You guys came from the top left-hand corner.
I see. Well, it's nighttime though, right?
It's very dark in these woods. It's difficult to tell what time of day it is with the fog. But you guys have been traveling for around maybe 6 to 7 hours. You set out in the you got here around midday-ish, maybe a little earlier.
Kind of noticing the trail, he kind of comes back in. I suppose we need to camp for the night in here.
Well, I set up a tent and a fire.
Much appreciated. There was a trail out on the porch. We might be able to go down that way in the morning.
At least we know where we're headed.
Who wants to take first watch?
I'll take second watch as per usual.
I suppose I'll take first.
Wake me up
What
early.
do you want? Wake you up early? Understood. I'll take the third watch then.
All right. With that, what are you doing in your final moments before bed? As you're kind of settling down and getting ready and doing do you have anything you want to do before you go to sleep, each of you?
Valerie is, she's polishing her, the new dagger she got, and instantly she kind of flinches, almost hearing Helena screaming at her, and goes to pick up a paper to write.
Oh, the humanity. You begin to write your first letter.
Brunhild fiddles
Gareth
with her new
is
books.
going to get some rest.
Okay, Brunhild, I guess roll a... I don't want to keep using investigation, but I guess investigation is what you're doing. So investigation to read through some of the book you have just uncovered. It's the first tome, the second tome are very they're rituals. There's some kind of magical incantations. The third one is a book of lore. And you look through it a little bit and see some stuff that's kind of related to the local fauna and some of the local rituals and the local folk tales. It contains a story about the dead Saint Joan, who gave her life fighting off a terrible wyvern nearby, here defending Kirith with the great hero, Valerie. And her resting place is just south of Kirith, along the mound that overlooks the meadow.
She looks up at Valerie, just squints at her.
Yeah, you see a figure that's dressed in black with a red hat and some red boots in the book that's sketched in there. And with another 21 investigation, you actually see a little bit of lore on hags. One of which actually kind of jumps out at you. It's describing some of the things that are associated with them, and it talks about a cursed eye. A hag eye, if you will.
Valerie?
Yes.
I'm sorry to disturb you. The box. You still have it?
Box? Yes, sure.
May I?
She hands Brunhild the box.
Okay. You take a peek at it.
It lines up, right?
Oh yes, it lines up quite well.
It actually says that in the book?
It's very strange nomenclature, isn't it? No, it says grim tidings to those who do this, that, and the other thing. I did mean to edit some things out to make it sound a little bit more, more mythical. But
I'll use my brain.
Gareth kind of, he's getting ready here, and he kind of sees her looking at the book and that, and he just kind of walks over. He's like to the dwarf, and he's like, "Did you find anything?"
I have not. Nothing that concerns you.
Or keep his eyes kind of narrow, just like.
Killed. Roll an Arcana check.
Wait, to lie to Gareth?
No, not for that, okay. Please. Okay. I don't care about Gareth and what you tell him. I only care about you and this eyeball, which, out of sight of everyone else, nobody else can possibly see this. The eye turns and looks at you, Brookild. And then as you recoil from that, it is once again back to its usual bloodshot staring, kind of just face forward.
Did you close the box?
Was something the matter, dwarf?
Keep your voice down. It looked at me.
Gareth was already like grabbing his greatsword.
Look, okay. Let me explain. She points to the grimoire. The hags, they can see through the eye, but we can also harm them through it.
So we can destroy it then. If they can see us, that makes us in a very bad position.
That's why it's in a box.
Who took the papers from the vault?
I did.
Okay.
Damn, Bruco's got everything, huh?
Just wondering.
I mean, the box was Valerie's box. I borrowed the box because Valerie's busy writing a letter to Helena.
Oh, well, the vault, the safe
underneath
the desk.
I have the
also Brookild, yes.
Okay. I have been keeping the box closed the whole time.
Yeah, this is, just wondering. Just wondering if anyone's gonna take a peek at those papers.
She brings. Like, I'm not sure if we should destroy it now or destroy it when we know we can strike back.
Has Gareth had any experiences with hags or other like highly magical beings? Not just like mages, but
I'll let you pick Arcana or History.
Let me look at what I got.
Yeah, that's gonna be a you decision to make.
History.
Fae creatures in general. That's in theory what hags are. Mm-hmm. How do I describe this? You've had many a mission that involved like removing a cult or like there was monsters in the woods, but
destroying like one of the center, like their artifacts help or harm us in this scenario.
Gareth would have a twofold response to that question. He would first be under the understanding of, well, destroying any equipment of the enemy will give us some advantage.
Right.
Second answer is, yeah, you've heard stories of creatures and people pouring so much of themselves into an artifact to give it some kind of power that it is a piece of them. And if it were to be broken, it would.
And he kind of says that to Brookild, trying to say, "Hand it to me and let me destroy it."
Wait. If we destroy it, she's looking at him like straight in the eye, which she never does, but somehow I don't know how her neck looks up that high, but
oh god, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
If we destroy it, we have until the next moonrise to find and kill the hags, or we will be wasting this opportunity.
Does it said that?
When the moon rises again, I'm not sure how it works. It empowers them. We have 1 day to find and kill them if we destroy this eye. That is if we even can destroy it.
So
Basically,
that's an if I can easily answer for you. Now give me. Garrett wants it gone now because you said they can see through it, and he does not want them seeing them.
But if we keep it in the box, they're not going to know our location.
They have already seen through it.
Yes, but
yes, we can use that as a map.
A map?
What?
If we can lead them
What?
to us with that, they can see through it.
Yes, but that means they're going to be getting the LM. They're going to be getting the first attack on us, and.
But if we keep it in the box, they're not going to know when we're coming. All they saw was Brookfield.
Yes, but they already know we are here as of right now, which means they could be already on their way, Azarine.
Brookhill places the box in the middle of the group. Just.
I say we keep it until we are sure that we're going to encounter the hags.
I personally vote that we need to destroy it, if we can, now, and that might even just kill the witches or the hags through this. I have, through previous experiences...
It's only an eye. It's not strong enough. It's not a skull. It's not a hand. I don't think we have one day. This is our chance.
Valerie?
To be fair to Brookfield, we don't have a lot of time, and we don't even know where these hags are. It's either a gamble or we stay in the dark about things.
Brookhild.
Yeah?
Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oof. Let's see here.
It's been a while since terrible things happened to Brookhill.
Hold on. We're gonna add a modifier to that. First hand? No. Familiar? No. Connection? No. Likeness or picture?
What?
Add 5 to your modifier.
So
9.
Okay.
Body part?
No. It's still a critical fail, though.
It's still
Shut up, Salty.
Wisdom on saving throws and skill checks, there is no such thing as critical failure or critical success. It is just a 1 with modifiers, and you may or may not still beat the DCs therein implied. When it comes to making attack actions, then critical failure is always a miss, and a critical success is always a success, even if in theory you didn't beat the AC. Like if a creature has like 26 AC, and you get a 20 plus 4. In theory, you didn't beat the 26, but you still hit because critical success. It's just funny when DMs abuse the critical hit system for skill checks, but like in theory, functionally, they can still. It doesn't actually mean anything. No, nothing seems to happen besides this kind of like this twitch in the air that only Brookhild feels. It gets a little colder. It's a little chilly in here.
She rubs her arms like. For warmth. We have one chance.
As much as I don't like that eyeball anymore, I don't like failing.
Gareth just kind of stares at Brookhild. And just kind of just sighs and kind of goes back. And then now he is going to bed for real until he's waking up for a shift.
All right. What is the... Interesting. What happens over the next, 10 minutes or so? Who's the first shift?
That would be me. I'm stretching because you can't let your muscles get super tense, so she's, doing,
aerobics.
Toe touches. She may or may not... She does a split just to kind of stretch her hamstrings out.
Okay. Gareth, are you sleeping in your armor? The real tough questions here.
Show us your meat.
I mean, he can. It's just I might risk exhaustion the next day.
Show your body.
But it will take you 10 minutes to put on your armor if you choose to sleep without it. So functionally, it means if something happens in the night, you are going to be armorless.
Yes, I am armorless.
All right, take off your armor, set it on the side, head to bed. Azarine, roll a perception check for me to survive the night. 2 hours go by of you being alone, essentially, in this old, creaky building. You hear
20.
creaks, and you hear like an owl hooting off in the woods above. The fog never dissipates; it just gets darker. And you have shut the doors at this point. You've put some logs in front of the other door, in front of the occult room, between the four of you to kind of like keep the secrets out. You've closed all the doors in this. There's only way in is through the window right now. And you hear like the creaks and moans of this building. You're pretty sure that it's just like as the fire is warming up the building, that the wood is slowly expanding and contracting. You prod the coals. Perhaps you go through some of your routines, your dances, just to kind of pass the time a little bit.
Like small turns and...
Yeah, you fiddle with your gloves. I forget, did you have the gloves the whole time, or did you find them in the crate full of Inquisition material that had been taken back?
I found them in the crate.
Okay, you're playing with your newfound treasures, the jewels along the back of your hands, these strange gloves that are definitely have some kind of special property to them that I think we have yet to see, because I don't think you really have figured out exactly how they work yet. But maybe someday. Maybe someday soon. But your shift otherwise passes uneventfully. It is the next person's turn, I believe, Valerie. You rouse Valerie from their sleep. You place your hat upon your head, and now Azarine is going to go to bed. And Valerie's going to wake up, and Valerie does some basic stuff throughout their shift as well. Roll a perception check for me.
Okie doke. Why is my character sheet on something completely irrelevant?
Your shift, like an hour of just like you, like maybe fiddling with your guitar, trying to like tune your guitar and keep it well done, but otherwise like trying to play like really quietly and to not make sure you don't wake anybody up. Cleaning the dirt off the bottom of your boots, just like the muck and the mire that has built up. You did get all wade through like a creek earlier, so you're kind of, no big deal, but you do have to take some time to kind of like, fucking shine my shoes. And you hear just like as crows and other animals seem to alight off branches off in the woods. A whole flock seems to just take to the skies all in one big mass. And you hear that just happen, outside, maybe about 50 feet away. That's the only event of note over your shift.
Cute little crow thing. So Valerie walks over to Gareth and just nudges him awake.
Gareth just kind of slowly sits up.
Shifts of nothing uneventful happened. Well, actually, uneventful things did happen.
I don't like that D12. Time out. I don't like that D12.
I don't want you to like any of my dice. It's your turn to go on watch, buddy. You put your armor back on. It takes about 10 minutes.
Yeah, he does.
Strap all your armor back into place.
And he, and he's gonna start his watch. I'll just roll perception. I don't like that D12. Ooh, double 13s. That can only be good things.
Oh, hell yeah. About an hour and a half in, you begin to feel much colder. Like the air it's very chilly in these woods in the darkness, and so you kind of like pull a blanket closer around your body. You maybe found like some canvas that was meant for covering the wood, but you're not just using it as a requisitioned blanket. You can even see your breath. You exhale and finally see the fog emanate from your nose and lips. And then you hear some kind of like thud. Thud. Thud.
Gareth is immediately at attention, sword ready.
Okay.
Where is it coming from?
It is coming from the south. You hear creaks and moans as something steps onto floorboards. You see white, ethereal mist that slowly flows into this room from underneath the door frame.
From right here?
Mm-hmm. You hear thud. Thud. Thud.
Gareth. So, ethereal mist.
It's just like
100%
white.
Magic.
Wispy. Oh, I didn't mean to describe it necessarily as magic.
Or okay, does it feel like, okay.
Ephemeral is the better term I should have used.
Ephemeral. So my only question.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't look natural. It looks like let's say like a fog machine almost coming out from the bottom of the door. Or can it look natural? Can I this might
roll
be
nature?
Natural?
Yeah, roll nature.
Fine. Fair enough. Because this is his decision on, do I wake everyone else up right now, or do I try to
Hey, quick question, quick sobering question.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you and Gareth combined think together when like mist is flowing underneath the door frame?
Gareth thinks it's
and there's thuds outside.
Gareth keeps his eye at the door and the sword at the ready, but he grabs one of the rations that he had just kind of on his pack and just chucks it at Valerie's head.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna make you roll for that. Valley just like some kind of like canvas wrapped package like thuds you in the side of the head awake. You're just gonna like shoot upright, wrapped in your slumber unit, just your face showing inside of this caterpillar like body. And you see,
and like Gareth's not even looking at you. Like he has like the sword like ready to fucking swing at the door.
Yeah, like fucking like goddamn Costello. What the fuck is that friend's? Whatever, it's Seinfeld. Yeah, he's just right next to the door.
Damn.
Listen, all of them are terrible. He has his sword at the ready, just like right next to the door, and his armor fully on. Fog is rolling out from underneath the door. Valerie, what do you do with this information? You have one turn. AKA one action, one bonus action, one reaction, and some 30 feet of movement.
I'm going to move over this way, and I'm going to ready in action with my crossbow for whatever I see through that door besides my friends.
Okay. Is your interact with an object part of your turn, punching Brookill in the back of the head to wake her up, or are you going to let her sleep?
I guess I'll just kick Brookill. If we wake her up, she's probably going to be loud, and I don't want that.
Garrett's like, I don't want to deal with that dwarf right now.
Yeah.
I'll just like kick Brookill awake. I'll just kick her in the arm while you're.
She's gonna. Oh shit.
Well, tell you what. Hold on. Brookill, roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
And mysteriously that night, Brookill wasn't snoring, apparently.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wisdom?
Yes. Roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage. Okay, with an 18, Brookill does open, and at this point, it's been like a week of like, my life that I have formerly known is over, and I am now having to deal with the consequences of that. And the first night was horrible. You almost got eaten by a fucking dinosaur. You got vored. It was the worst experience I've ever had. Every night since then seemingly has just been worse. It's been like bandits in the night, weird ghost eel monsters trying to kill you in the darkness, and like trying not to get caught by the cops. Like you, like,
Gareth is here.
Gareth is here. Brookhild's experiences have been like more and more forced to fulfill that adventuring role. So when she wakes up, when she went to bed, she was actually not snoring that loudly anymore. She's been like sleeping more on her back and like actually using a pillow for once, as opposed to the dwarven way, which is just a rock. And it keeps her nasal passages clear. The pillow is on her face,
actually. That's how she uses
That's how she muffles it. But yeah, when you shoot awake, the knee-jerk reaction would probably be to just like, what the fuck, and do what you would do. But you do kind of open your eyes and just see like Gareth like at the ready and Valerie with a crossbow trained, and Brookill still does whatever Brookill does, but she does have this moment of like clarity of like,
Yeah, she kind of like she gets up and she jolts awake, and she like really gets up, like, but she kind of loses her footing, and she's just like panic mode. But
sure, you have one turn. You have an action, a bonus action, a reaction, movement.
I move at the back of the room a little bit.
Okay.
We still have a sleeping fish.
La la la. Yeah.
No, that's fine.
No, nobody left to wake you up, unfortunately, Azarine. You're gonna be well rested tomorrow.
Woo!
Or the only one left alive. The doorknob slowly like jostles, just a little bit, just like.
He's gonna wait until he can see who it is.
Is this door locked?
I think didn't we put something in front of the door?
Yeah, we put some stuff in front.
Okay, yeah, there's like a barricade then. There's like a few logs that like Gareth has thrown in front of it. Okay. Okay. The door knob fully turns all the way down until it's fully depressed, and the door slowly pushes forward into the room, and the bottom immediately hits up against the back of, let's say, a desk. Is that reasonable?
Question. Does the door open so then the crack is facing me, or is it facing...
Oh, it faces away from you.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, just the way the mill is designed. It opens away from you, but when it does open, even like a little crack, like fog, just like like pours into the room, through that side, through the crack in that door, and it butts up against the back of a table, I'll say, or a desk. It doesn't really matter too much. Something heavy, and okay, slowly the door is pushed forwards, and the desk kind of begins to like move a little bit. It moves like an inch and stops. And it begins to move more. Like whatever's on the other side is pushing the door enough to move the barricade.
Can I see a hand on the door?
I mean, while we're in bullet time, I'll paint the way the door is currently right now for you so that you can see it. It just looks like this.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot, Garrett.
No, it opens away from you. Sorry, man. But there's just like white mist like pouring into the room. And this figure, whatever is in this entity that is opening the door, seems to be pushing past the barricade. A hand does, like, 3 fingers do wrap around the top of the door frame. And he swings. All right. Well, I mean, are you sure you want to just go for fingers? I'm not gonna lie to you. That would be a weak.
True.
Yeah.
No, I'm waiting till I see like center mass.
The whites of the eyes, essentially.
Or
it's not like his hitbox is there, and you can deal full damage by hitting his toe. Like there's hit zone values essentially.
Right. Well, let's see.
I mean, hands are pretty useful.
I mean, he might miss those 3 fingers. But
also, I don't want to like it's not gonna happen. But I don't want it to be fucking Colonel Copperbell with a fucking body trapped to his back.
It's Colonel Copperbell. He came to check up on you.
I considered that fact.
It's Winnie the Turtle. Sticks his head around and goes, "Hey everybody, I want that," and Garrett decapitates him. No. But yeah, okay. DM recommends you wait until you can see center of mass before you swing. You can go for it, but I'm not gonna let him. Whatever this thing is, if you do chop off his 3 fingers, it's not gonna start going at disadvantage on his attack rolls or something like that because he lost these fingers. No, I mean unless you want to if you want to encourage me to try and lop off your limbs to try and to.
Well, I mean, grievous wounds is a mechanic in 5e.
That's true, but it has no mechanical bearing on how hard this thing may or may not be able to swing a sword.
You don't even know if it swings a sword.
You don't even know if it swings a sword. The door opens more, and the hand pushes around the corner, and
I'm gonna wait for Valerie to shoot.
A large shoulder and long, wispy white hair, attached to a head that is very white and gaunt, does press into the room. You see about half the body of a tall, thin figure wearing what appears to be armor with like bones tied to it. And they look into the room. They see Brookehild first because that's just the way that's where she is. They have pitch black eyes. They open their mouth and black ooze comes like.
You want to shoot? You want to
through,
shoot your shot?
Yeah, Azreen can now be asleep. Sorry, Valerie, you do see this figure. They now see you next. They open their mouth and black ooze just kind of flows out of between their teeth, their sharp teeth, and down to the ground. And this is when that triggers. Yep.
Absolutely.
The shot
disgusting.
is shot.
You fire.
Oh my god!
For those on stream, Valerie.
Whoa, what happened? Holy shit!
Valerie.
Fucking unload.
Valorie's fucking ability. The door opens.
That was a 7. I have no idea what the fuck happened.
That's fine. 7 damage is done to this creature.
Oh my god!
That's a fucking like Genghis Khan's automatic crossbow.
Valerie fires her Gatling gun, which she lovingly named crossbow. Yeah, you do 7 points. You just fire straight forward, and it goes right through this thing's neck and out the other side, and black blood sprays across the room behind it.
Well, as soon as that does, I'm gonna get a surprise attack.
We are in initiative.
Never
yes.
all my years of roll-20 ever seen that.
So
Am I awakened yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I'll let you decide. Is Azreen woken by the sound of a crossbow going off? That's relatively loud.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, yeah, then
It's a pretty loud, like, clapping.
So you can start your turn prone.
You are prone, but I don't think that'll be that big of a deal. You wake up, you kind of just sit upright in bed, and Gareth is behind a door, and there's a large, this figure is like 8 feet tall, but they're very skinny. Yeah. They're like super gone.
Well, like you see Gareth already swinging.
Yeah, and Gareth is just like trying to cleave through. You're probably gonna get part of the door, dude, but that's totally fine.
Oh my
roll an
God.
attack
Well,
action,
no, I mean, like he's gonna like pop out and swing down, kind of.
Yeah,
right?
you go for it.
But can I attack with advantage since?
No, because this is
Stealth?
well, I'm gonna make you roll stealth then, see if you're even stealth to begin with.
Well, I wasn't moving, and the door, I was completely blocked in vision.
Do you think it only needs to see? Maybe it just smells you.
What makes you think it didn't know you were in here?
Fair enough.
I mean, something had to barricade the door.
That's kind of my only.
Well,
that's my
I mean,
counterpoint.
like there's Brunhild and there's Valerie.
17
so,
hits.
But...
17 hits.
Cool. Let me see. Let me open my big old book of.
Yeah, you run around the corner and swing through essentially. You do have to move to this square for me if you want to attack with a melee weapon.
What do I gotta do?
Attack either here or hope that you'll do 10 more damage in a turn and destroy this door in the process of attacking this figure.
Okay, let me see how much damage I did.
It's Conrad. Right. I wanted to show you my Halloween costume. I want every scary NPC encounter is really just Colonel Copperbell like coming to say.
It's actually Grant with Copperbell on his shoulders
with a fog machine,
like, tall enough.
With a fucking fog machine, yeah.
Gareth,
guys, you've got the party.
10 damage.
Okay, you do 10 damage, and I'll give you the choice. You either have to move here in order to reach the creature properly, or you can, by all means, the door is destroyed.
Yeah, just fuck the door.
Yeah, the creature like turns to the left and just sees like some shiny glint, and you just like, and the door explodes into a bunch of splinters. And the sword continues into the thing's face, its body.
Let me see. And he's just gonna action surge. And do this shit again.
And we started over again.
Fuck.
I think I have to warn you though. I think your long rest is over. Like you're done. And so this would be your long rest.
I get action surge on short rest.
Short, yeah.
So yeah, if you just take another hour, okay.
I don't care.
I'm afraid that doesn't hit though. The second one swings a little bit too high, and it actually ducks down with surprising speed, out of the way of the blow.
Damn, I should have used a maneuver on my first hit. Oh well. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right, I'm going to do Valerie.
Gareth, now we gotta do
Brunhild.
initiative, I guess.
We sort of already have initiative.
I think we got a good initiative going here just by virtue of when you guys woke up. I see no reason to fuck with it because initiative is just a question of how quickly do you guys react to situations. But ironically, you guys have chosen how quickly you guys have reacted to the situation by the order at which you've woken everybody up. So I'm just gonna let it go. Brunhild,
Gareth, Valerie, Brunhild, and Azri.
Yeah, or Valerie, Gareth, Brunhild, and Azri. Valerie leading the way with her crossbow shot.
Fair enough.
No surprise, though. No surprise either way. You guys are awake and ready for this thing, and it seems to be prepared for all four of you.
Okay.
Yeah, Brunhild, what do you want to do? You're a warlock, so I think I know how this goes, but I invite you to...
do you think I'm stupid? I'm a warlock, but I'm not stupid. I go for the red box.
Well...
Wait, I don't know if that's a hag.
Do you want to roll a insight check, Brunhild?
Can I go for the box first and then check if it's a hack? Because then if it is, I already have to...
That is true. Well, I think Valerie has the box, right? It's like on her back, so you can just approach
Valerie. Yeah, it's on me.
And snatch it out of her bag if Valerie so deems it okie dokie.
Yeah, I'm going to snatch the...
Sure, just move a square closer to Valerie. Valerie, you just feel Brunhild going through your bag. I don't think that's an issue.
Valerie's just like being like jostled around a little bit, like I'm trying to keep my aim steady.
But
I'm trying to see if it's a... So, insight?
Yeah, roll insight to, I guess, identify what this thing is. Or history. Well, okay, it's whatever it is, it's definitely...
That's my cousin!
It's your cousin! you hope it, you're like, either! It's long time no see! With a 21, it's definitely not a hag. This is definitely some kind of undead creature, most assuredly, but it is quite robust and masculine for a hag.
More godly, weird, this is part of our fate monsters.
Possibly. It's like black. It is like its skin is like pale white, but then it's like eyes and teeth are just like black, and like it looks like it's missing a lot of its lips. Maybe it chewed it away. It doesn't seem to have much of a nose either, just two like Voldemort slits, essentially. But what do you do with this information and your turn?
I move. Okay, well, I moved. I guess rolling insight was like bonus or whatever, so I can.
Don't worry about the insight. Don't worry about the insight. That was part of your just like. There'll be times in the future where skill checks are your action. This is not one of them.
Okay. Well, I am not going to cast Eldritch Blast because the oozy, disgusting black shit really don't like fire. So I'm going to produce flame.
Okay. Produce flame and attack it.
Ta-da!
I'm afraid that does not hit.
It doesn't hit.
It seems to be reacting to like you throw a fireball and it like dodges out of the way of it. Yeah, like it ducks down below it and lets it go over its head and it hits behind. And do me a solid. Roll a d20 for me. It just looks at you with its piercing black eyes.
I don't like when you ask me things.
I know. Cool.
10.
That's fine. Azarine, it's your turn.
I am up. I am ready. I am terrified. Slash slice and dice.
Okay. Are you gonna go for the throw or are you in melee?
I threw it.
That's fine. You chuck it, bouncing it off the side of its armor. It raises up its hand and it bounces off a metal gauntlet.
Oh.
And it deflects the blade. Do you want to use your bonus action to throw another one, or do you want to use it for something?
Do it again.
Okay. Whoa, that's 13-13 is very spooky, but it just bounces off its other gauntlet again as it raises up to reach behind itself to grab a blade.
5, 10, 15, 20.
All right.
I'm gone. Goodbye. I left. That's the end.
Cool. Azarine, what's your wisdom saving throw? What's your wisdom stat? What is your modifier on wisdom?
+1.
What's your modifier on charisma?
+3.
What's your modifier on the other one that's like for the smarts?
Intelligence.
Cool.
That would be 0.
All right, just wondering, just for future reference. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's its turn. And I'm gonna drag an icon now out onto the field.
Wonderful.
Oopsies. That's a good picture.
That sure is.
It's a
Very
tiny
evil.
Let's see here. What can it do? Okay, it takes a large sword off its back and just buries it toward, like, well, I don't want to say buries it in Gareth, because it hasn't actually succeeded in that. Gareth likes it when I roll attack actions against him using the actual physical dice on a roll 20, because that way he knows I'm not fudging his inevitable death.
If you have to use the hell dice that blight me, I mean, if I had to use the dice that blight me, you have to use the dice that blight me.
LMAO!
Fuck!
Salty, you're the stupidest motherfucker.
Wow!
All right,
Like
all
I
right.
said, he uses the dice that blight me. It's great.
Okay, you, do you want to just take the averages, or do you want me to roll?
Roll it, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, okay. You're a special man. Subtract 2 from this, I think.
Subtract 2, okay. Oh!
Wait, oh
That's
no,
not bad.
oh, I'm so sorry. It actually did it correctly for me. Thank you, Dice Roller. When you get a critical hit on something, you only add your strength or dexterity once. You don't add it to both. And so that's why I said subtract 2. But it looks like it only added it once anyway, so 7 is the correct total for you.
Roll 20, smart.
And now it rolls again. Because it has multi-attack.
Alright.
I believe that this is +4. So I'll bump that back up again.
And that's where he dies.
Yep.
Yeah, alright, that hits too. That's not super strong, but yeah, no, that's no big deal.
Yeah, it's, with one large hand, it sweeps down the sword, which the tip is broken off of, and it has lots of runes carved into the blade along the way. It just swings the sword back and forth and just cleaves into Gareth. He raises his greatsword to defend himself.
Actually, Yeah, I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna use a superiority die and roll a D.
Okay.
D8. I'm gonna do that. Hey, that's pretty good. I only take 4 damage.
Death.
Okay, you've escaped death once. Yeah, there you go.
That's also my reaction.
That is the end of its turn, I believe, unless this can be done on a bonus. Nope, we're good. It is back to Valerie.
So I parried the first hit, but then get hit.
Parry one of the blows. In the process, your arm is like severely cut up by the second one as it just buries it into your hand.
I'm gonna hope this guy is fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on him.
What save is that? Wisdom?
Yes.
Yep.
Wisdom, spell save, DC 13.
Let's see here. I might switch over to my physical dice in the future just for speed, but for now.
Oh my god.
Is it meet it to beat it?
No, you got a 14, you're right above.
Oh shit, oh, yours is 13? Damn, that sucks. Sorry, dude. Yeah, it looks at you and you try to cast Dissonant Whispers, but you have this feeling that this thing is like, it does not look humanoid,
Well,
you're not even sure if there's consciousness.
It still takes half of 3d6s.
On a failed save, takes
on a
half
failed
save.
save.
Cool. What is that? Roll that damage for me then.
Oh. I wasn't aware of that.
Well, actually, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6. I don't think...
On a successful save, the target takes half as much and doesn't have to move away.
Oh, there you go. Nice. I think we've been playing that wrong this whole time.
Is it just 1 or 2?
Just roll 3d6 and subtract it
Roll
by,
3d6
divide it by 2.
Divide it by 2.
Alright, takes 3 damage.
So 3.
Not bad. Things total HP. Oof, okay. Is that the end of your turn, Valerie?
I'm gonna move over this way.
Gareth.
Scoot back.
Me.
Oh wait, should I roll initiative? Because I didn't.
No, you were just the last one to wake
you're-
up, so you're at the end, unfortunately. But it's no big deal. You're still with the rest of your team. All of you basically go together, and then it's the white turn, and then it's back to you guys. So it's kind of like just a friendly enemy phase back and forth right now that we're kind of operating with. There's only one enemy from what you guys could tell.
I don't like that phrase.
That's okay. Gareth, what are you doing?
I'm thinking, right? Nah, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just swing.
Swing for the fences, baby.
Ah! No, wait, oh! Hey! Okay, so I have to get the 22 because of great weapon fighting.
Well, great
If I
weapon
roll
fighting...
it's on damage. God
that's
damn
just
it,
for
I keep on
damage,
messing
I
that
think.
up.
Yeah, sorry.
I mess that up every single time. I'm so dumb.
Even if that were true, I would make you reroll. I would not let you take the the 22.
The 22. Fair, you know what? That's fair.
Just because, it's so delicious to see it be rerolled again. Though I guess it wouldn't matter. Mathematically, it's not the same thing you could do about it. It's not like you choose. It's just if it's a 1, then you take the whatever. So I guess it wouldn't whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm afraid it's only for damage. Is that the end of your turn?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if there's anything that you can do to save yourself from this fumble, unfortunately.
No. I mean, no, I can't do that post attack roll. So no, that's my turn.
For the sake of flavor, don't be too afraid.
Sure.
Narratively, you thrust your sword forward, trying to bury it deep into the thing's gut, and it sidesteps it, and your sword boom, buries into the wood behind, and it reaches forward and kind of like wraps like its hands like around like your throat, trying to just like get a firm grip on you. But you're not technically grappled or anything like that. Narratively, it's like grabbing at you.
I dig
This
it.
dude is a Dark Souls boss. We fucked up.
I dig it.
It is Brughild's turn.
Have you guys ever heard about Eldritch Blast? I'm not sure if I should Eldritch Blast.
Maybe you
It
should
doesn't look
remind
at
me.
fire. What?
Decisions. Fire might
What
be
did you
weak
say?
too.
I said maybe you should remind me.
I'm gonna step back. Actually, no, I'm gonna stay here. I'm fine.
I'm gonna take a picture of it and post it in the Discord chat.
What?
The thing you're fighting.
Yeah, because the
Okay.
icon is really tiny.
Well, the icon's also not really what it looks like, even though it looks a bit cool.
Oh shit! Yeah, Brookhill just fires at it. Literally fires at it.
All right.
And rolls like shit.
Okay.
Wait,
Tight.
do I not have a bardic inspiration that I didn't use
Do
earlier?
you have a
Oh.
Well,
bardic
that's only a +6, right?
Oh.
6 that's still on
Right.
I don't think it would get you anywhere.
No, but I
Yeah.
have it, right?
I wouldn't
Yeah,
use
you
it
do.
just yet.
Okay.
You
Well, I
do.
don't know how long it lasts.
They expire eventually. I just don't know what it is.
I know. I'm gonna go scroll back.
No, I can't.
Whoops. Sorry. Well, next 10 minutes, so you don't have it anymore.
Ew.
Rip.
That's terrifying.
Kinky.
That is the end of Brookhilt. Okay. That's fine.
Stop saying those horrible things to
No,
me.
it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's Azrin's turn, unless Brookhill moves or uses her bonus action for something. Which I don't think she can.
Do?
I
I
think
guess
you're-
I'll put the box back in Valerie's.
You put the box back. You slowly put the box back in the bag.
Alright. Well, I'm getting up close and personal.
Azrin cartwheels past Valerie with renewed vigor and brandishes her blades.
Yeah!
That hits. Yeah, you carve straight into its belly.
Wah!
Beautiful.
Do it again. That
No
doesn't
dice.
The second,
No dice.
yeah, the second one cleaves right through its belly, and you do manage to. It avoids the second one just narrowly by the sake of its armor. Takes 4 points of slashing damage.
I don't think I have anything else that I can do.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
attacking with the second chakram is also it eats your bonus action, so you gotta be careful sometimes to.
Yeah. All right, I'm
Consider-
done. And I
Okay.
moved already.
All right. Yeah, you are in it to win it now. It is its turn. It is gonna go for an attack against Gareth. I think that's what Gareth wants, though.
Oh
so.
yeah. Wow. Okay, I thought he was gonna go attack against Azrin.
Yeah. This is that, I guess. I think I'm using this correctly.
Yeah, get fucked.
Oh, damn. The target must succeed. Okay. It just roll bad? It just rolled bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's gonna go for its second thing then.
Ow.
Okay. The hand reaches forward and grasps at Gareth, and Gareth just like headbutts the knuckles. And then but then it is like with renewed vigor, it reaches out and grabs Gareth around the neck. And Gareth, you are going to take damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. How much
This
damage am I taking?
Chilling touch. Let me roll it for you. We will find out together. Take 5 points damage.
That's not bad.
You feel like your soul is dying. With an 11, you fail the Constitution saving throw. Your maximum hit points are reduced by an amount equal to the damage taken.
Like, is this
What?
permanent?
You don't know.
Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this at all.
Your HP has gone from 24 to 19,
19.
as its maximum.
What?
You guys see as this thing reaches out and dark, like its soul, like life siphons, like a fucking dark wraith, Gareth. And you just see like purple light like emanating from Gareth's like lips as like something is like his life force is being siphoned from his body, and into this thing's flesh. Brookhild sure hopes this doesn't awaken anything in her.
Do I look different at all, or?
You look like you're in horrible pain.
Yeah, okay.
You know what? For flavor, I'm gonna roll something. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, you just look like you're wincing in pain. For a second, everyone else kind of thinks like, does he look older? Like are wrinkles forming on his face? But no, it doesn't seem like that. But yeah, that's the end of its turn. It's just like it's just holding onto Gareth with its hand, just like choking him. And Gareth is just kind of like trying to resist as like it seems the life force is drained from him. It is Valerie's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna move forward right here, and I'm going to cast Fairy Fire, and he needs to make a Dex save, 13 spell save, for us to get advantage on him.
I think it fails.
Does.
Yes, he does fail.
He is
Thank
illuminated
God. Okay,
by
so
golden
everyone
light.
around him right now has advantage over him. I just need to make the little square.
Does that do damage, or is it just a buff?
Nope, doesn't do damage. It just gives
Just a
us all
debuff.
advantage against him.
Oh shit! Oh no! I've just read something terrible.
What? What'd you do?
Oh no!
Gareth, Gray, what'd you do?
Don't do this.
I don't know if I should do this or not. This is something I need to talk about on my post-mortem next time.
Wait, what did you find?
I've learned something terrible. This creature looks at you all with like incredible power. Okay, it's Valerie, is at the end of your turn.
What?
I can't do anything beyond fairy fire
I'll run away.
besides escape, but I don't know if I should.
It's fine. This thing is supposed to be within your killable range. In
It's
theory.
supposed to be?
Wait,
Supposed to?
wait.
It's okay.
Well,
We'll
don't worry,
resolve.
it's my turn. It's my turn.
It is
and
Garrett's
fuck this
turn.
motherfucker. What?
It bats
No,
away
take
your
your advantage.
sword.
I got advantage. I got
Oh,
advantage.
21, you hit. It bats away your sword, and then you bring it down with renewed vigor and
Oh yeah,
stab
no.
into
So I go for I actually feint a high,
it.
had a weak high, and then I immediately do a sweeping attack, which let's see, where is it again? Or it's called a trip attack. There we go. You have to roll a strength saving throw right now.
All right. Strength saving throw. Oh, it's still plus. Okay. It's a very balanced character that you're fighting. It has +2 to both strength and dexterity.
Oh, son of a bitch! Really?
Holy shit. This thing is gonna fucking kill someone.
Damn it. Yeah, no, that beats me. All
Okay.
right.
It still takes the damage, though, I mean,
He
right?
still takes the damage, so I get to do damage.
And I think you add the superiority die damage as well.
Yeah, and then I roll a d8 as well.
Okay.
Yep. So 7 damage.
I need to decide right here and now what kind of DM
No.
am I?
No, do it.
Please be
Do it.
merciful.
No.
One is asking for
Do it,
mercy,
pussy.
the other one is asking for
I
death.
don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
Do it, pussy.
All right. Because of Gareth.
It's gonna be Laura, isn't it?
Oh,
Because of Gareth, yeah, you bury your
Laura,
sword
isn't
into its stomach, and like blood begins to ooze out. But you gain this understanding that you didn't do as much damage as you wish you had. It
Ah,
is
that's
resistant
right. It's
to
all physical.
it is resistant to any kind of non-magical attack that's not made with a silver
Brookill,
weapon.
get in this square. We need you.
Gareth would know that this thing is an eldritch entity, and silvered
Yep,
weapons
well,
are.
That's
a
on you
must.
to keep the calculation.
Yeah, well, luckily all I had to do is just have the amounts of have how much damage you have done to it, because the only people that have hit so far have been the melee people. So yeah, its HP has suddenly done. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see here. 5. You did 5 points of damage to it. Is kind of what I'm gathering.
I think my next level up,
or
I'm
4.
investing
I did 8, yeah.
attack spells.
There
Because
we
this
go.
is
I
ridiculous.
don't like being the only spellcaster.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are aware. I'm not gonna
Supposedly,
lie
you're
to
not
you guys.
the only spellcaster here. However,
Defensive caster.
mine are buffs.
I only went for a debuff build.
It is Brookhild's turn, actually. I have no problem as the DM telling you guys that this thing is taking resistant half damage because you guys don't have silvered weapons, because I feel like every single one of you would have that understanding as level 3
Gareth would
adventurers.
know immediately.
Gareth would know,
Let's
Valerie would know,
invest.
Azarine would know.
Let's invest in it.
100 gold pieces to silver a weapon.
Sure.
That's actually not much.
Wait,
compared
that's
to the price
doubled
of
for me
dying.
because I have 2.
You're very correct. Yes, it is doubled for you because you have.
Well,
at least I
that's
think
what
there's-
we
Silver
do
just
when we go
one.
back to a town. We can't do
Yeah,
that
but if I
now.
want to do, but if I want to be like efficient, I should do both.
It's
Alright,
true. Yeah.
I'm.
Your build
I
benefits because.
suppose I can see the fairy fire thing happening, so
Oh, yeah.
Brookhill rushes a little bit closer, but not too much because she's scared and
Sure.
a pussy. And she casts. Oh God, Eldritch Blast. It's time for Eldritch Blast. There it goes.
Okay. Meet it to beat it, right, guys?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh boy.
it strikes its
That makes a
armor,
roll damage.
it strikes its pauldron,
Wait,
and it bites
okay.
in, and it seems like this magical energy. Let me read this. Damage resistance is. Yep, that does full damage. 8 points of damage.
That is a max damage Eldritch Blast, isn't it?
Yes.
Hell yeah, yeah, you hit it hard.
No, sorry, it's 1d10. Eldritch Blast is 1d10 because I have +2.
Well, it's pretty good still.
But yeah.
Yeah, you strike it and
Eldritch
it kind of it begins spitting black blood, and that hurts it pretty significantly. And it is now Azarine's turn. You guys have almost surrounded it. Gareth and Valerie, I suppose, are supposed to benefit from advantage because they're flanking it, but they already get advantage.
We already have
from
advantage. We already have advantage.
I was just giving every single person
which is way more beneficial. So you have advantage on your attack action.
All right, guys, I need assistance. What do you think they're worse at, charisma or wisdom?
Charisma.
All right, then. Take the 2-step. They must make a charisma saving throw. When a target that fails the saving throw makes an attack roll, that fails. The target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
Okay. So
this thing has a +2 in charisma. Holy crap!
Yeah, that's wild.
It actually has wisdom then.
Not higher than mine though.
Oh.
I have a higher charisma check.
Remind me of any debuffs you inflict on enemies. I will forget.
All right. And then this is an action, so I can't do anything. All right, I am going to.
How long does the spell last, by the way? Concentration after 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember,
so right at the start of my turn, I have to concentrate.
Remember that you are concentrating, Azarine.
Yep.
All that really means is you can't cast any other spells that use concentration, which I don't think are that plentiful.
Also,
so
if you get hit.
And if you get hit.
Yeah,
this thing seems more than happy to continue to kill Gareth, though. Luckily.
Yeah.
It reaches out its hand again. Oh no! It already hit you once by that. Can it target? Oh my god!
Do it! Do it!
What?
Do it!
I'm going to kill Salty.
Oh
Not Gareth. I'm going to kill Salty.
You're not going to kill. Well, you can kill Salty. This thing is going to kill Gareth.
Gareth is done.
I realized it can keep doing that.
Yeah, well, guess what? It failed, bitch.
Sure, Gareth is like fighting back. You wrap a hand around its wrist and you're pulling its hand away, the energy
like
leaving
he's
your
basically
body.
like he dropped the sword. He's literally just grappling the
fucking fighting for dear fucking life. This thing is siphoning your life away. You sense that if you die by this move, something really bad is gonna happen to your mortal soul.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm fine. I'm not gonna die to this thing. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's so.
Stop taunting him, Salty. You're just making it worse.
It grasps even tighter, and it does 4 points of damage.
Nope.
It doesn't hit me either time.
Nope.
The 19 doesn't hit, really?
No.
You got.
What do you mean 19? There is no 19.
Here we go again, everybody.
Subtract 1d4 from every roll.
But you got an 11 and a 14.
Yeah, 11 and a 9.
And then you rolled a d6 for some reason.
Yeah, for the damage on the roll that you can't see. There's a roll there that you can't see in the chat. I will Giazzo it for you. However, it also has a bunch of exclamation points in front of it, and I don't know why.
Subtract 1d4 from the roll.
I shall. I want to roll all the dice in front of you, but it's annoying when it doesn't show up in roll 20.
Why is that not showing up?
I don't know.
Annoying when we don't have
it's because of I think it's because of the exclamation points.
I don't know why those have exclamation points in front of them either.
Alright, so roll 1d4.
Well, anyways, just roll d4 down.
Yes, 19. Well, how about Azarine rolls it?
Right.
I think that's more interesting.
Please.
Oof.
1.
So it gets an 18.
No, guess what? Then I'm gonna roll. No, wait. It's still gonna reduce damage. I can't make it miss. Damn it.
Oh, you can't make it miss.
Hit.
Okay. Yeah, it does hit.
No, I can make it miss. Wait, I can make it miss. I forgot I can do this.
Do you have something that is like a reaction that you can do for someone else, or is that just for if you
cutting words is a reaction for both myself and my party members.
Oh,
hell yeah!
It sounds like you're gonna make this thing miss. What is your AC, Gareth?
My AC is 17. So 17. Right now it has an 18. So you need to get it to get 2.
You need 2, or else Gareth is about to be in some hurt. So roll that 1d6, and let's all hope to God it's a 2 or higher.
Hey!
Yeah, it goes to reach in again, and Valerie goes like, no, and just thrusts your sword forward. And Gareth, you see like the point of the rapier come through this thing's like palm. as Valerie intercepts, and Azarine also like swings her chakram down, and she cuts off 2 of its fingers.
Wonderful.
Trying to stop it
so
from grabbing
now is it whose turn is it?
It is Valerie's turn. Yeah, that's its whole turn. You guys have avoided any damage from this thing for this turn.
Ooh. Okay. Thank God for Lord Bart.
I know. Thank
How
God
about y'all
for
do
dancer
damage
class.
also?
Oh yeah, you're just surviving right now, but it's still alive. Yeah.
I mean, Brooke Hills, please.
You know what? I'm gonna hit him with another Dissonant Whispers because that's magical.
Yeah. What kind of damage does that do?
Wisdom, psychic.
Psychic damage. Cool.
So I give him I whisper some sweet nothings in his ear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Minus
minus
1. 15.
Sorry.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
So
15, but it's about to get
Nope.
Okay, it's a 13,
11.
14, 11. 11.
oh my God, we're destroying this guy. Okay, yeah, it takes a full.
So 3d6.
Roll that 3d6 for me, man.
Oof, that could be a lot. Okay.
7, and so it loses its reaction, and it has to immediately run its full speed away, which gives all 3 of us attack of opportunity.
As part of its reaction, as reaction is available, it moves
No, it loses
its speed. Cool.
Yeah.
What is
The bards
your...
are protecting us from roasting this poor Dark Souls boss.
1 second.
What are you waiting on?
Dissonant Whispers. I'm just don't talk amongst yourselves for a second as I read.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, no. So all 3 of us are gonna get attacks.
It definitely takes that damage. So what is the What is that? How much damage did you do against that?
7.
Okay, that it brings it up to that number.
Also, I had to concentrate. Wait, what's the roll for concentration?
Did you take damage? Why are you rolling
No,
concentration?
but I still had to concentrate to keep it going.
You don't need to roll. You just need to say so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You only have to roll if you get hit, or you cast, or only if you get
Oh,
hit.
is that how that works? I'm in a D&D party that's doing that completely wrong. I ought to tell them.
Well, maybe it's a homebrew rule. Maybe that's the way you like it in that game, and that's fine. But here, no, only if you get hit, you roll concentration. Or if something the DM argues would be sufficiently distracting, like the boat is rocking, or you get hit by like a meteor or something. Not a terrible pain. I'm trying to just make sure that this thing, if available, doesn't whisper. It doesn't say anything about being afraid, does it?
You think he's joking about the meteor thing,
yeah,
but in
so
another game,
it
just goes.
Meteors
Bye-bye.
down from the heavens.
It moves its speed, which is 5,
but
10,
but
15, 20.
we get its opportunity attacks, all 3 of us.
That is true. In its efforts to avoid the magical damage that it's received from Valerie, it ducks down and goes back to the doorway, but everyone's going to get an attack of opportunity who's within range.
Can we hit?
Oh, I got advantage! Hey, I hate this fucking site.
Can we hit anything with anything?
Any melee weapon.
Fire, so,
Any melee
you
weapon.
still have advantage.
Okay.
You don't need fairy fire.
No, you can only hit it with one of the
Just
challenges
the one.
anyways.
But
No,
that's
I know. I rolled with advantage.
Oh, doing the advantage check. Yeah, because you're gonna roll better than a 20 fucking 4.
I get to roll again because I got 2 1s, so I get to roll both of them again.
Yes, you can, Gareth, and tell me the.
There we go.
All right, so let's calculate that one step at a time here. Can you guys add that up for me real quick?
20, 30, I think.
No, so that's 24. That is
10.
32.
12. Oh my God, 12, 12, and 8. Jesus Christ, yeah, 32, and then that damage is halved because
16.
Resistance to your damage. Okay, yeah, Gareth, you swing into the back of its leg and cleave open its thigh. It stumbles forward. Valerie, you do a quick jut forward, a quick fencer's stab through where you expect its heart to be. And you do stab through, and then it kind of like sits still for a second, and you feel like you've killed it, and smugly begin to smile. I don't know, but evidently its heart is not what's keeping it alive. And it slides back off the rapier and begins to backpedal a little bit more, and Azarine goes in for a double step forward.
Doesn't its movement stop depending on?
No, that's only monks with sentinel.
Yeah, that's only special.
It hit the wall. That's as far back as just whispers to let it go.
Yeah, it's this is like as it's running backwards, you guys are just like cleaving into it, and Azarine, for the sake of story, you take a few large steps forward and throw your chakram, and it goes through its neck, and the chakram embeds in the back wall, and this thing is decapitated. by your chakram throw. It is dead. Its body clumples down onto the floor in front of you, onto its knees, and onto its floor again. The head is still suspended in the air, resting on top of the chakram, like a grim dinner plate. And the building is on fire.
Huh?
What?
When did it start burning?
In this room, you see in the corner, there's actually some embers that are burning away the wall.
Oh no.
For reasons. That has happened for reasons.
How bad is it?
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Not able to
anything is possible with a good enough roll.
Hey,
determination.
Brooke, did you produce flame?
I did not.
Oh no, you did.
I did not.
You did.
Oh no, you totally did.
I didn't. It's not me.
Son of a bitch. Anyways, Gareth just yells at them to start getting their stuff, and he is grabbing the canvas that he was using as a blanket to try to smother the flame.
I will let you roll athletics to try and smother the flame. Everyone else roll a dexterity, athletics, or acrobatics to gather up the rest of your shit while Gareth tries to push back the flames. Azreen, it is you're like just rapidly like, oh god, like picking up whatever you can. You run over and get the chakram like out of the wall first. And recover that. And the body slumps over. The head hits the ground. Valerie, okay, yeah, you guys collect a lot of quick stuff.
Well, I had 20.
Sure, yeah, with a 20, well, for a 20, there are some DCs higher than 20. But you are pushing back the flame as best you can. But you look up, and the dry hay that is serving as the roof has already been caught aflame. You keep the fire back for a second, keeping this door free, essentially, so you don't have to find some other way out. But Gareth is like over here just like, no, don't. But the fire's spreading over to the right. The balcony is burning on the other side of here. The roof is caught aflame. Azreen and Brookild, you rolled a little bit on the lower side. Valerie, you pick up all your worldly possessions and run through the doorway and try to get the fuck out of here. Azreen and Brookild, you pick up mostly everything, but you have to leave 3 rations behind each. There's just not enough time. It's just
can I like just for flavor, since I'm out here getting the fire done, and so technically my pack is back there as well. Kind of say like Valerie grabbed it or something.
I'm gonna say that the reason why Azreen had to leave behind some of the stuff is because she was like, I need to get a lot of stuff, and she had to like pick up your pack. So she throws her pack around her shoulder, and like maybe that helps justify like the feeling of like, oh, I had to leave behind like 3 rations, but I got everything else for the most part. So yeah, Azreen picks up the pack and takes off with it.
Borrow some of my sushi.
But yeah, it's so you both just mark away 3 rations as the out of combat cost. But the fire is for the most part being kept very well. But this place is a fucking tinderbox.
Yeah.
But like you guys can safely get out of this building. You might even have a second extra to like just make sure Gareth's okay before you leave. Gareth, you have yeah. It's just everyone. I suppose everyone leaves the building.
Hey, when I killed that thing, did I feel rejuvenated?
Nope.
Oh no!
What's your max HP now, buddy? Is it like 19 or something, or is it even lower? Yeah, 19.
No, it's 19.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, it's 19. Valerie, are you remaining inside the building to?
No, I'm going to run past Gareth, but as I run past him,
wait. Why are you running past me? The exit's right here.
Well, I'm gonna run up to you, pat you on the shoulder real quick with a level 2 healing.
Wow, I healed to my max. Well, with the first one, I healed to my max.
Oh wait, you did heal to your max?
The first one healed me to my max of 19.
Yeah, he took a lot of damage, but then his maximum HP cap was lowered. So ironically, percentage-wise, it looked like if you were playing an MMO, it would look like Gareth regained HP halfway through the fight because so percentage-wise. Yeah,
fucking pissed.
You can recover one of your spell slots if you just wanted to use the level 1 version of the healing spell. Now knowing that it probably wasn't going to heal him for all that much, considering his max is only 19.
I'll just use a level 1 then.
Yeah, keep that extra spell slot.
Give me that 5. Yep.
Yeah, the rest of you guys, are you leaving? You diving out of here, or is this like no man left behind?
He is, until he sees the 3 of them out, he's still trying to fight the fire.
Sure. If you leave the building, delete your icon.
Oh.
Just to make it feel.
How do you delete your icon?
Just click on and press the delete key.
And everyone's gone.
You guys look behind you as Gareth kind of like runs out of the building. The flames quickly spreading across. Like you look at now that you're outside, the roof is just all on fire. It's been spreading along the top floor for the most part completely. The building is very quickly being overcome in flames. And on the second floor, you see a figure standing in the window, looking down at you. It presses its dried palm up against the glass as fire engulfs it and the rest of the room.
I don't like that.
Does the thing look human?
Define human.
Is it the body from
mortal, alive,
No.
in pain?
No.
No. Okay, cool. Then Garrett does not run back in. Okay.
No, it looked otherworldly, spooky, terrible.
I love Silent Hill.
The Fogwood Mill is burning before you guys. You have made it out. You're on a trail that leads deeper into the wood.
And this was
I still don't understand why Colonel Copperbell wanted to kill Garrett so badly, though.
That was really weird. We're gonna take a break and we're gonna get back after that.
Right, I hate you. I have the lowest HP.
Buddy, I was like, do I play this straight now that I realize what this thing can do? And you're like, well, of course.
No.
And I'm like,
you were
all
like,
right.
I said that after you already stole my magic speed. You said
that is true.
The silver.
That is true.
Like, you were more than happy to take away my max HP before you're like, oh wow, this thing might actually be.
Well, I will point out something to you. I didn't realize that it was allowed to do that more than once. That was why I was like, oh no, a second time. Or rather, a third time. Well, no, a second time. The first oh no was silvered weapons. Oh no. The second oh no was it can keep using this skill over and over again because I read down. Oh, do I tell you guys? I don't think I want to tell you guys. I'm only going to say that if you became deceased via that move, which implies it can be used over and over again on the same target, something absolutely terrible happens.
I have a feeling it reanimates.
You turn into a thrall.
The mysteries that we will never be able to know. I'm going to end the stream now. We're going to come back. I'm just going to reboot the stream after we're done. That seems to be the safest way to do it, even though we've had very stable performance right now. I'm going to go just grab a quick snack and basically come right back.
I'm going to go make myself something to eat.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, I've never been more glad in my entire life that I've used a fairy fire.
Good,
I'm also very glad in my life that you used the fairy fire.
Wait, let me scroll back up. All right, that's one critical fail.
How many crits did you save Gareth from?
3
critical fails.
Yeah, like 3.
Jesus,
3
fucking
critical
Christ.
fails.
This is I'm very I'm just kind of playing this game by the books for the most part. Like all these encounters are kind of like designed.
Yeah, that's
so
2 critical fails from Gareth.
I'm impressed at how good the buffs shine in just basic D&D.
No, not before fairy fire was used.
But I'm saying like just in that fight alone, I had 3 critical fails.
If you count the whole entire session thus far, it's like 6.
Oh, the horrors. All right, ending stream. Bye-bye.